were in that grand final 2 years ago. Their leaders are obviously big players and have been in the league for a long time. They have quality players across their entire team.
Still going. Hayley Wellington! It's an amazing goal! Calder gets up. It's in! It's in! I think the last touch might have gone in off Hayward. Remarkable! Absolutely remarkable!
Hello and welcome to the broadcast of the Go Sunny Solar Women's National Premier League Grand Final for 2023, proudly presented by JB Metropolitan Distributors Adelaide. My name is Hayley Routley and I am proud to be joined by my co-host today, Football South Australia Life member and captain of the 2022 winning West Adelaide team, Nicole Bucket. Welcome, Nicole.
Thank you, Hayley. Good to be here.
Fantastic. So 2023 was an amazing season. We saw previous winners step aside for Adelaide Comets to take the top of the table. Unpredictable results from week to week. Some club records really toppled, and newly promoted Flinders United, of course, securing another year in the competition. All leading us to today, where 2021 Salisbury Inter, the treble winners of that year, have come up to the grand final to see Football SA NTC in their maiden grand final as well. So it's 2v3 from the regular season, both having to topple Comets along the way to be here. Nicole, what has surprised you most about this season?
To be honest, it'd be hard not to mention NTC and how well they stayed at the top of the table, battling with Comets for top spot for quite a while, going unbeaten. So yeah, it's just really impressive to see them come so far as a team and as a club, and yeah, I just think they've come a long way. Probably one of their better teams that I've seen.
Absolutely, and we're talking about Salisbury Inter at the moment. We knew last year they struggled, but they still got their way to the semi-final with a depleted squad. This year we knew there'd be some kind of refresh. They started at the top with Tony Scalzi inserted as the coach. He did lead Metro United to their 2020 championship win, and he brought with him Roxy Dodd, who we're seeing on our screen now. Now, she's had a wonderful year, an absolutely superb signing from Tony, in my opinion. 10 goals, 4th in the Golden Boot race, and just really coming into her own. Nicole, what do you think it is about this Inter side that's allowed Roxy to play the brand of football that she's playing?
Yeah, Roxy's a great player, scores a lot of goals, a joy to watch. Really great person too. Yeah, I think maybe the signing of Sugihara has definitely, helped to lift her game, and looking from the outside, maybe just the culture in general, and just allowing her to be confident and find those gaps and put them goals away. Absolutely, and you mentioned Sugihara. We've got her on the screen at the moment with her goal highlights as well. She scored 8 as well to help Inter along the way. She's an international signing. She's come straight into the competition, into the team, which can be difficult, but she's really taken to it like a duck to water, don't you think, Nicole? Yeah, for sure. Obviously from Japan, as well as Mina Nishitani, we've seen her in the squad for quite some time now. So yeah, it's really impressive to move, country and try and slot in different style, different play. But yeah, she's been really impressive. Absolutely, and we were lucky enough to catch up with Tony Scalzi, head coach of Salisbury Inter, just moments ago.
For us, nothing changed at training. Keep the same momentum, and we just took it from there. And this week, the build-up to the final's been good, energy's been good, and I told the girls that if you can't get motivated this week, you'll never get motivated. So everyone's ready to go and take it from there. Well, you've obviously had a great year this year, beating Comets as well at this same venue. What do you think is going to be the key to take home the trophy today? Yeah, getting in the grand final, like we had a quick chat before, in the grand final, it's the hardest thing to get there. It's a credit to all girls, NTC girls and our girls, absolutely brilliant both ends. And it's on the day, and I think, as you realise, grand finals, who wants it more? It's a 50-50 game, and we're just going to make sure we can't let the NTC players have time on the ball, because they're a quality team on the ball. So if you give them some time and space, they can do some damage. Well, congratulations and good luck today. Thank you very much, guys. Thank you.
Now, the head-to-heads for these two teams this season have been an interesting one and spelled a lot of goals. NTC are ahead in terms of the 2 regular season games. They took the win in both of those, but Salisbury Inter will have confidence from the most recent meeting, which was the first week of the finals. They not only got the win but the clean sheet. We're seeing highlights on our screen now. So in the first meeting in round 3, NTC took that 3-1, but it was a little closer again in round 12 where it was 3-2, NTC only winning with an 85th minute Claire Scarpin goal in that one, and the other 4 goals came in an absolute 6 minutes of madness. Nicole, in terms of the head-to-heads as a player today, do you think about that, or do you just play the game that is in front of you right now?
Personally, it's all about the occasion today. I mean, both teams had their different journeys being here, and you know, I think it's the grand final day. Anything can happen, and it's kind of just, you just got to give it your all, and yeah, just hope for the best. To be honest, just come out and give it everything.
Absolutely, and even their run to the final has been quite different. So Inter, as we said, they beat NTC in that first week, then they knocked off Comets 2-0 the week after to secure that week off and the automatic position in the grand final, whereas we've seen NTC go with that loss in the first round. Then they took it to the 2022 runners-up Adelaide City in 120 minutes and the penalty shootout, and then they had to do the exact same thing against Premiers Comets the week later. How is that different run to the final affecting today? You know, one has 120 minutes in the legs back-to-back, the others had the week off.
Yeah, I think they're both, obviously NTC are the more inexperienced, as Inter have been here, and it's NTC's first grand final ever. I just think, yeah, obviously having the week off, we've spoken about that before, if that's an advantage or not. I've been in both boats for that, so it sometimes can be, getting a refresh can be a good thing. It can also hinder your momentum a little bit, but yeah, so we'll see what happens.
Absolutely. And in terms of the 2 squads, Inter has been here before, NTC it's the first time. Is there a chance that they could be overawed by the occasion?
Yeah, potentially. I think there'll be a lot of nerves, but in saying that, there's no way that Inter wouldn't be nervous. They're still a pretty new team. If you look compared to the 2021, there's only 4 girls that have been there again, so you know, NTC being younger, maybe, but you just hope they come out and give it their all.
And we were lucky enough to also catch up with the NTC assistant coach just moments ago to hear his final words.
I've got the assistant coach here from Football Estates, NTC. Mark, congratulations on making the grand final today. It's history-making for the team to get this far today. How are the girls feeling heading into this game, and how proud are you and Michele of the achievement?
Well, firstly, we're extremely proud of the girls. They've done so much hard work all year, and this is the reward, I guess. You know, for us, we have a huge changeover of players every year because of the nature of the program. So for the girls to come in and perform the way they have over the course of the season, and then the character they've shown over the last couple of weeks, penalty shootouts and everything else you can expect, has just been amazing.
How excited are the girls to be here today, and what are you expecting they can do after winning against Comets last week in an incredible way?
Yeah, well, the girls they're buzzing. They're absolutely buzzing. The girls are loving it. They're taking everything in their stride. And look, we just expect the girls to come out, play our brands, play their way, and yeah, that's all we can ask for, and we know that's what they're going to deliver.
Beautiful. Good luck, Mark, and all the best today.
Cheers. Thanks, guys.
Now as kickoff nears closer, we are having the squads come in and the information for that. Now I will throw it over to the comms box where we have WNPL commentating legend Paul Macachetti. Now Paul, you've seen some incredible finals in your time behind the mic. How do you think today will shape up?
I think it's going to be a very even game. It's been an absolutely tremendous series in the final series this year. And Salisbury Inter and NTC, of course, only played 3 weeks ago in the finals, and that was a tight one with Inter winning by a goal to 0, and I expect that today there's not going to be a lot between these teams.
Yep, absolutely. And we have often actually seen that the pre-season comp winner, there's a bit of a curse there, that they never actually go on to win the grand final. Do you think Inter will see the end to that curse today?
Oh, look, I think they've got a really good chance today. They're probably slight favourites today. They really know how to play these sorts of games. You know, they pushed Comets all the way in the cup final as well. They've been in this situation before, so I think they'll be all right. I wouldn't be thinking too much about any curses.
fantastic. We are getting ready for kick-off. It's moments away now. I think I might need Nicole to take this downstairs as a previous winner. I don't think I can touch it. We're now heading over to Paul in the comms box to take us through today's game.
Thank you very much, and what an absolutely fantastic occasion, as the grand final day always is. Thank you to Hayley Routley and Nicole Blackett for a tremendous pre-game show, and we are seeing the teams lining up now for their presentation to this terrific crowd here at Service FM Stadium. A very unlikely grand final, some would have thought, without Adelaide Comets, the best team of the premiership season throughout the year, not being a part of this today. Probably no surprise that a team like Salisbury Inter have got this side to the grand final, but Football SA NTC, they've really stood up where in previous years the finals have been a very, very difficult proposition for them. They've had such an amazing run through with 2 penalty shootout wins. Penalty shootout win against both Adelaide City and against the Comet side last week. First ever grand final which the top side is no longer a part of, is not a part of. Very soon we'll be having the national anthem. We'll be back with you shortly.
Australians, all let us rejoice, for we are one and free, with golden soil, wealth for toil, our home is good by sea, our land abounds in nature's gifts of beauty.
Tremendous, always wonderful. You know it's grand final day when the anthem is out, and probably when the sun's out as well. Great to be back in the comms box and have you with me, Nicole Blackett. Nicole, what's this moment like? You've been in many grand finals, you're lining up, you've had the anthem, you're about to start, and you're just like itching for the first whistle.
Yeah, pretty much. So this is what you look forward to the whole season. It's obviously a goal for most teams. Yeah, it's just pretty much just getting out there and not being able to wait any longer.
We've just got the Salisbury Inter line up in front of us. They've made one change since the match they played against Comets 2 weeks ago, the semi-final, because Paige Hayward is commencing pre-season with Central Coast. Nikki Scalzi is coming into the starting 11, so they will be slightly different, but it's a bit of a like for like. Nikki Scalzi will come into the midfield for them. Just seeing that the 2 captains there, Nicole Calder for Salisbury Inter and Maddie Wright for NTC, one of several players playing her last game for the NTC program. Of course, there comes a point where players need to go and get on to their rest of their careers with senior teams. Just looking at that NTC lineup, it is absolutely unchanged. The only change is actually on the bench. Lily Barber is available again. She was concussed 3 weeks ago when these teams met in the first week of the finals. So she's added to the substitutes bench, but the starting 11 is exactly the same as it was in the match a week ago when Football SA NTC defeated Adelaide Comets after a penalty shootout, which they won by 5-3. We're just not very far away from kick-off here. Both of the teams are in their huddles, looking at the NTC huddle at the moment. What sort of things might you be saying? Is it just, come on, let's do this? Is it just a bit of a G-up, or are there maybe just some last minute, hey, we've been working on this, don't forget?
Well, I think it might just be pretty casual, just a generic sort of, G up like you said. Just encouraging, just remembering the certain things I've been doing throughout the week as well, and just being there for each other and keeping positive throughout whatever happens.
Now, another thing that I think is an interesting scenario here is, as often happens in the grand finals with the systems we use, this is again the second time they're playing each other. How does that affect you? I remember 2 years ago when you played Salisbury Inter in the grand final when you were part of the West team. 2 weeks before, they'd beaten you really, really heavily, but you guys took them right to the wire in the grand final. Is there any real psychology in that involved, do you think?
Yeah, there could be. That's the thing with finals. You find yourself playing the same team quite often, over and over again, and it just comes down to each day, to be honest. Anything can happen, especially in finals, and especially for grand final day.
Well, it's going to be NTC who will be kicking off. They're in the all-red kit, and they are going to be kicking off and heading towards the northern goal here as the countdown begins and ends. And we are away in the 2023 Go Sunny Solar WMPL Grand Final. Here's an early touch for Simic. Two centre-backs, Simic and Weston for Football SA NTC. He's trying to get it out to where Cosgrove is on the attacking left for NTC. Inboard, trying to get the return ball from Scarpin. Here's Nishitani. She'll just clear it out. Kontutsikos with the throw-in. Trying to push through there is Cosgrove. Calder coming across. It's going to be an Inter ball. Kuimpsis right back for Inter today. Nishitani. Kuimpsis couldn't quite get hold of her clearance, so now it's going to be a chance for Erin Kontutsikos to see if she can find Scarpin. Dodd trying to get that away, but Maddie Wright's taken over for NTC. Wellington. Ball out to Blishki, but Frizzetto's there for Inter. Here's Sugihara, real danger player for Salisbury Inter, and someone that this NTC side is going to need to be very, very wary of, particularly when Inter make those quick transitions. Abby Middleton with the throw, playing her 100th WMPL game for the NTC. There's been a lot of signs out in the crowd acknowledging Middleton 100. Will be one of the players playing her last game for the program. Sugihara trying to get a ball in. It's gone across. Signoriello trying to see if she can turn. Under pressure though. Jockeying in the corner there, and the final result will be an Inter throw. It's going to go straight back out, and we go with a second throw. Nishitani. This time the cross comes in, and important header away. Wellington's going to be able to clear. And Frizzetto will just see that one out. 2.5 minutes gone. Any early impressions for you, Nicole?
Inter just seem to have the ball a tiny bit more in their half, but yeah, quite even at this point.
Cole Calder wearing the armband today for Salisbury Inter. Sometimes, of course, shares that with the player clearing now, Chantel Ryder, and the centre-back partner in crime. It's Nishitani, Styles, Kuimpsis, Calder. Very nice day for the spectators. Calder trying to find Sugihara along. Might be a touch warm for the players. Getting into the mid-20s today. Now, NTC trying to burst forward. It's a good run by Middleton. She get the ball in. Oh, it's been headed, but Nishitani's going to be there. Taken over by Grigg. Here's Wright, wanting to get the back heel going. Calder got there just in time. Inter just having to sort themselves out to clear this, and Coimsis eventually does. And Inter will get the throw, which Coimsis will take. Offering short is Scalzi. Gives it back to her. Scalzi into the team today. Oh, and ball into Wellington. She seems to be okay though. We've had a few players in recent weeks in a situation like that, which has caused a couple of head injuries. But Hayley Wellington looks okay. Here goes Coimsis again. Dodd trying to flick it on. Clash there between Coimsis and Wright. It's going to be an NTC free kick. So, do you feel it on days like today? You spend most of the year Friday nights, you know, nice and cool, and suddenly you get to September and it's playing on a warm afternoon.
Yeah, it's about 24 degrees out there today and not any sort of coverage at all from the sun. So, yeah, definitely would be a bit of a factor for sure.
Kontoutsakos with the throw for NTC. Scarpin's on the move. Battling with Calder. Scarpin gets a shot away. It's always going to be difficult to get much power on that. That's with Matilda Comley. Long in the Dodd direction. Kontoutsakos gets a touch there. Wellington helps it on. Nishitani. Here's Weston, who's got plenty of time. Simic, one of 3 players in this NTC side today, born in 2008. Absolutely extraordinary. 15-year-olds. That's another one in Dalpiaz. Not just playing in any ordinary grand final, playing in the state's top football competition grand final in the WMPL. Simic can push forward now. Let's get the ball up the wing to where Wright is, but probably going a bit too far. Comes out to Comley. Here's Calder. Coimsis under pressure. Holds on well though. That's going to be an inter throw. Styles offers, but it's going to go to Dodd. Signoriello. Oh, and that's been intercepted, and the ball's with Scarpin now. Grigg keeps her run going. Oh, and that touch, giving Calder some work to do. Grigg's going to get there first. Plays the ball back towards Cosgrove, but Nishitani's there to tidy things up for Inter. Coming through, there's Wright. And once again, her and Coimsis challenging each other strongly. You're watching the 2023 Go Sunny Solar WMPL Grand Final. I hope you're going to enjoy this broadcast this afternoon. Should be an absolutely fantastic game so far. 2 teams just testing each other out a little bit. Not too much in the way of sights at goal. Kontoutsakos trying to find Scarpin. Calder will win that, but it falls to Grigg for NTC. The other of the trio of 2008 born players in this side. Kontoutsakos wants to get that up the wing, but Coimsis was there. Get another throw. And straight to Nishitani. Styles heads it back to where Signoriello is. Nishitani finds Dodd. Dodd needs to hold on. Situation she's usually very, very good in. Nearly gets it to Signoriello. Maddie Wright puts it out. Here goes Coimsis again, who is very much of an NTC age herself, still 17 years old, Isabella Coimsis. Missed last year's finals series, or a couple of games in last year's finals series, because she was interstate competing in a state school tournament. Western. Lischke just not able to get hold of that. It was a lot on that pass. Frizzetto with the throw. Now, not much ahead here for NTC, but got an opportunity. Good tackle there by Ryder to take possession. She wants to try to find Dodd. Middleton's there for NTC. Dalpiaz. Out to where Middleton is. Kept it in. Lischke's gone a little bit more central, and on the right there was Scarpin. Can certainly play in a number 9 position herself. Grayson Lischke. Be interesting to see how much they rotate. They swap back. And Middleton with the throw. Trying to get it to Scarpin, but it's not going to quite reach her. It's going to be cleared by Ryder. Throw in. Well, that's 10 minutes, Nicole. Still pretty tight kind of game. Not a huge amount of openings.
Yeah, not really. You can see Inter trying to, you know, do that classic long balls from Ryder and Calder at the back. But yeah, I'd like to see them try and find Mishitani a little bit more, and you know, she's so good at what she does, so technical.
Well, ball's still in here, but Styles is in the right spot for Inter, but they're still under pressure. It might come out to Kontoutsakos for a shot. Kontoutsakos! What a terrific goal by Erin Kontoutsakos to open the scoring.
What a banger.
And once again, as they have in these last 2 weeks in the finals, NTC take the lead. Well, it really was a tremendous strike. Plays as a fullback, Erin Kontoutsakos, but that has been absolutely rifled home. Here she is on the ball now, Kontoutsakos, putting it out for a throw, doing her defensive duties. That really is the first shot of its kind. Now, Sugihara! Saved by Dalpiaz, Sugihara! Wow, huge opportunity. A second chance went onto the post, but great save by Mary Dalpiaz to ensure that NTC's lead was not short-lived.
Yeah, we've seen this before with Salisbury Inter. They, in the 2021 Grand Final against West Adelaide, they went down twice, both early in first and second half, and ended up winning that game. So being behind to them doesn't really mean anything this early on. It's only 12 minutes in.
Here's Dodd. They're trying to respond quickly. Cosgrove's come well through there to win possession, but it's back with Calder for Inter. It's going to be a free kick for the challenge from Cosgrove. Coimsis. Early goals really do change games sometimes, don't they?
For sure.
Dodd's on the move for Inter. Scalzi won't go over her. Nishitani. Good pressure from Grigg. Gets to Ryder. Back to Nishitani. Signoriello. It's not a bad move. Players in the middle. Kontoutsakos wins out. It's gone out for a throw. And like this from Inter, they've really stepped up their urgency, not sort of thinking, oh, we've got all afternoon to do this, trying to regain the advantage immediately, but that's going to be a goal kick. The 2023 Go Sunny Solar WMPL Final Series is proudly presented by JB Metropolitan Services, serving SA since 2015. For a huge variety of confectionery, snack foods, groceries and beverages delivered to you or your business. visit jbmetro.com.au. And RAA kicking goals. Get an award-winning RAA insurance quote today. Visit raa.com.au. And finally, SA Power Networks, empowering women's sport. Proud supporters of the WMPLSA. Here's Middleton. Blischke, ball stayed in. And there's 3 in the middle if Blischke can find the right ball. Facing Ryder. And Ryder has done well there. It's going to be a goal kick. Coming up to the quarter-hour mark. Lead is with NTC after that terrific Erin Kontoutsakos goal. Kawimsis. Styles. Intercepted. Here's Grigg. Right, under pressure, but might get the free kick from the challenge from Signoriello. Well, Erin Kontoutsakos may be a fullback, but she has every skill in the game, as you saw just then. Also responsible for a lot of the NTC set pieces. Has been a regular penalty taker. Giving her team an absolutely priceless lead. Here's Frizzetto. Left back for Inter. Comley clears and finds Skihara. Frizzetto. That header is going to fall safely for Simic. Dalpiaz. Gives it back to her left centre back. Glimpses comes through to challenge Cosgrove, but it's back with NTC and Kontoutsakos. Scarpin. Well read there by Nishitani. Here's Calder. Trying to find Dodd. It's going to be an NTC throw. It's on Kontoutsakos to come and take. Calder wins that. Styles heads it on. Wellington comes through for NTC. And again, Scalzi gets a foot in. Dodd. Sugihara, great control. Styles, this is good. Oh, but Styles will just had a bit too much on it for Signoriello. Better from Inter though.
Yeah, I think they've reacted quite well to going down 1-0 quite early on. Looks like they're a little bit more settled and, like I said before, finding Nishitani a little bit more through the midfield to really create things instead of trying to just go long.
Yeah, and it's something that the Inter camp's very aware of, the NTC camp's very aware of, I should say, is trying to ensure that Minna's under a lot of pressure, as she was there from Miley Grigg. It's a free kick, but Miley Grigg, one of her roles today is to try to prevent Nishitani from getting the time and space to make the type of passes and crosses that she so often creates chances with. Now, Ryder delivers. Didn't quite get hold of it, but fortunately for her, it's come back her way. Gets the cross in with her right. Calder's up there. Headed away though. Kawimsis has a bit of time. Signoriello's wide. That's where it goes. Signoriello. Faced by Maddie Wright. Good pressure from Maddie Wright. And gets it away, but Kawimsis keeps it in the attacking zone, but cleared by Kontoutsakos. Now Scarpin, she's really got blue and black shirts all around her. And that's going to be a free kick to Chantel Ryder. Just a reminder that Go Sunny Solar are donating $250 to every goal that's scored in the final series to Endometriosis Australia. And with penalties, that last goal means that we're up to $8,500, which is absolutely terrific. Kawimsis' ball's not a bad one there, but Middleton was there. Grigg. Frizzetto wins it for Inter. Middleton just got under that one a little bit. Falls to Dodd, who just tried to cushion the header. Back with Dalpiaz. Weston. Middleton. Ball's just travelled too far, and here's Frizzetto for Inter. Comlin. Calder. Calder now, looking for options. Dodd's offered. That's where it goes. Good turn. Sugihara. Middleton giving a chase. It's gone out. Good news for NTC. They really want to make sure that they hold this lead and not, you know, undo this tremendous advantage.
Yeah, I'd really like to see them just kind of play it around the back. You know, not slow the game completely down, but just take a bit more control in the possession and only go forward when you really need to. And yeah, just try and make Inter chase for a little bit longer.
This is Uriello trying to get around Kontertsikos. Simic comes to clear. Calder. Calder spoke to her during the week. She joked to me that one of the reasons Inter had to win was because the NTC players are of an age where they really can't properly celebrate.
That is very true. They're very young.
They really
born
are.
in 08, that just blows my mind.
It's extraordinary that they've got players born that in 2008. And obviously the rest of them are 07, 06, 05, so they're all players who have huge careers ahead of them. Here's Sugihara. Trying to take Middleton on. She's done well, Sugihara. And that was an important touch by Simic. To put it out for a corner.
Yeah, Roxy Dodd's done really well there, dropping in quite high and just quickly laying that off to Sugihara there. And yeah, they're definitely not laying down and dying at this point.
No, absolutely. And I really like Dodd playing as a 10 and just making things happen. It looks it's really terrific play. But this is a situation that Inter like, and one thing that the NTC camp have been working hard on this week is set pieces, specifically defending them. Because nobody does them better, particularly corners, than Salisbury Inter. Here comes Nishitani's delivery. Short, it's headed away by Wellington. Scalzi wins it. Nishitani. That's not a bad ball back in, but just a bit too close to NTC keeper Dalpiaz. And they've survived the first Salisbury into corner. Of course, it was a corner that brought Salisbury into level in that grand final we talked about in 2021. It ended up being a little bit of a scramble, and Millie Hazelwood getting the last touch. Now Blishki's pushing forward on the attacking right for, sorry, it's Grigg, and it's going to be a corner. Chance to see what the NTC set piece looks like. It's the 2023 Go Sunny Solar Grand Final of the WMPL. Kick off with Go Sunny Solar's no deposit anytime solar plans, cheaper than paying your bills. Visit gosunny.com.au for more information. Now, here comes the corner. They've got some routines, NTC. That one's going to go direct to where Grigg is. And, oh, in fact, Wellington didn't quite time her swing at the ball, but she's going to come up with possession. Right. Cosgrove. Back to right. They can take their time here because there's no interplayers coming to apply pressure, but all right, played it straight into Styles. Tries to win it back, but Dodd has it now for Inter, and we'll get a free kick there for the challenge by Miley Grigg. And as you can see, Nicole, they're not letting that line go too deep. Probably because they're worried about where Nishitani finding someone with a header.
Yeah, for sure. They'll be looking to pop that over in between the keeper and, you know, about in the penalty spot for Nicole to, Nick Calder's head.
Well, there it is. Has she stayed on side? I think she has. Now the ball, no, the whistle went. So it did work in the end for NTC, but can go both ways when you put that line up, can't it?
Yeah, it is. It's quite brave to kind of rely on that to work and not, you know, set up the good offside trap.
Dalpiaz gets the ball back from the free kick. Has time. No one coming to her just yet. Goes long in the end to where Blischke is. And Blischke might have taken possession. No. Cleared by Ryder. Here goes Maddie Wright. Gets the ball back from Grigg. Cosgrove. Hard to just find Grigg there, but Styles has it for Inter. Scalzi into the side today. It's just run past her. Now Wellington. Ball's out wide. Blischke. That's a goal kick. Well, Grayson Blischke played in the grand final last year. It was the reserves grand final, which NTC lost on penalties to Metro. And she failed from the spot that night, but she has scored from the spot since then in a penalty shootout. And that will give her a lot of confidence if we have yet another one today. We couldn't, could we? NTC have 3 shootouts in a row.
Oh my gosh, it's all you have ever wanted, Paul, and you might get 3 in a row. Oh my goodness, Sugihara nearly just had a crack from quite a far distance there. Just gone over.
Something that the NTC team have to be wary of. Didn't quite strike it as she would have liked, but we've seen her score from distance, and I'm sure that's one of many things that this NTC side are very wary of today, is those attacking threats of Salisbury Inter. Sugihara has been absolutely fantastic for them since she arrived. Only started in round 6, but despite that, 8 goals in the regular season, 1 in the finals, and that was against NTC 3 weeks ago in the qualifying final. The ball's just retrieved so that Kontoutsakos can take the throw. Won by Styles. Dodd. He's going to get the free kick. Referee Joe Jordan Tripodi just waited to see where the ball ran before he blew the whistle. Assistant referees today are Joseph Wojciechowski and Tyson Van Dyke, and the 4th official Curtis Wordsworth. And Nishitani, who can use both feet, might fancy the left from this position and a direct shot. Or is it a routine? It is a routine. Sugihara. Nishitani. Not sure it's really worked out because they've lost the momentum here. It's gone out for a throw. But Sugihara's on it quickly. 2 players for company, and the number's told. Can Kawimsis get there? Styles. Sugihara. Oh, and Nishitani wasn't quite ready for that ball to come through to her. Grigg takes it on and gets the ball to Simic. Here's Calder for Inter. Kawimsis. Ryder. And Kalimsis stayed in. Ryder might just finally clear. But one thing that's slightly similar to that grand final 2 years ago that Inter won, apart from the fact that they've gone behind, but I never really felt they were showing their best selves in the first half, and I don't think they've really found that gear here yet either.
Yeah, no, I'd have to agree. I know in 2021 grand final they certainly left that to the last 15 minutes to really bring it down on us and, you know, start finding their gelling together well and all of that. But yeah, I would agree they're on their way, but probably not quite where we've seen them in previous weeks.
It's very different Inter side, and talked about it during the week, Nicole, when we were on the podcast with Johnny Kecko, that while they were very star-studded, this side has got a lot of players coming through that are younger, have been players that haven't been first-team regulars until the last year or two.
Yeah, there's a few that have been around for, you know, 6-7-ish years and sort of stuck it out, played the reserves when they needed to. So yeah, it almost that's more of a sort of special team for Salisbury Inter. Obviously in the 2021 there was the likes of Emily Condon and Maria Rojas, and yeah, so yeah, quite a different team, but it's special in its own way.
Yeah. Here's Maddie Wright. Nishitani tries to get it away, but it's hooked back in. Cosgrove tries to win it up against Kalimsis. That's when we handball. A free kick to Inter. Yeah, they've really done this with only 4 of the first team players from that day. The 3 that you can pretty much see at the back there now: Comley, the keeper, Calder and Ryder, and Nishitani at centre. Well, she's in midfield today, was at fullback that day in 2021. It's been a big rebuild, but a very successful one. A couple of players were unused subs that day. Kalimsis at right back, Frizzetto at left back today. Both of those never came on in the 2021 grand final, but were at Inter. And on the bench they've got Angelique Vroigenberg, another one that was an unused sub in 2021. Here's Kontoutsakos, goal scorer. Simic finds Calder though. Signoriello. It's gone too far for Sugihara. And Westett gets it back to Dalpiaz. And before you know it, we're in the last 15 minutes of this first half of the 2023 Go Sunny Solar Grand Final of the WNPL. Salisbury Inter 0, Football SA NTC 1. Calder, Styles, Kalimsis. Went out. Thrown for NTC. Well, they've been the second best team this year as far as the actual home and away rounds go. And finishing second on the table, it's no accident after 18 rounds, but I still feel like this is it's going to be a yellow card issued here, I think, to Signoriello when she gets up. Or is there? No, I thought there was.
I think it's this whistle, maybe.
Yeah. It's making a different colour so as not to confuse us. But the upshot is, it is a free kick to NTC, and Kontoutsakos has it. Goes towards goal, but was always just a bit narrow. Out for a goal kick. But I still feel like it's a surprise grand final appearance, and that certainly a lot of the people around the NTC family, the parents and families of the players, they're really so excited about this finals performance and reaching this game. I'm not sure everyone really expected it. But it's been very, very well deserved, even if there have been a couple of shootouts involved. Here's Dodd trying to level things up. Nikki Scalzi won't quite get to her. Now, Scarpin chases Ryder here. Ryder calmly gets it back to Comley. Calder. Maddie Wright gets in the way. Grigg draws the player well. Cosgrove. Flag stays down. Ball in though. It's going to be easy enough for Comley. And even though, as we mentioned, there's been a couple of shootouts involved, it felt like NTC really took those games to their opponents in Adelaide City and Adelaide Comets respectively. They have beaten, as you mentioned in the pre-game show with Hayley, Nicole, they have beaten Inter twice this season in the 2 matches they played in the home and away rounds. It was Inter that got up 3 weeks ago in the first week of the finals. Signoriello holds on well. Scalzi. Here's Styles. Oh, and the ball went behind Scalzi, which is where I think it was intended. And battling away there well again was Grigg, who's had a pretty good half, I think. He's been given the role of making it difficult for the Inter midfield to string their passes together, and I think she's done a really good job so far in carrying that out, putting them under plenty of pressure, putting on a lot of forward pressure herself when NTC has possession. Here she is again. Kontoutsakos. Right, gets it back to her. Griggs inboard. So is Blischke. But Frizzetto read that. Here's Middleton. Grigg continues her run. Can she take on Frizzetto there? She's done really well. That final ball has gone out for a goal kick. 2023 Go Sunny Soul, the WMPL Final Series is proudly presented by JB Metropolitan Services, servicing SA since 2015. For a huge variety of confectionery, snack foods, groceries and beverages delivered to you or your business, visit jbmetro.com.au. And RAA Kicking Goals. Get an award-winning RAA insurance quote today from raa.com.au. Dodd has found Signoriello on the attacking right. Taking on Cosgrove. And I think that's going to be a corner. It is. Another chance, this time from the opposite side for Nishitani to find the delivery, and it's just not a bad way of going about it by Inter, is it? Just try to get the pressure, and if just forcing these, that sort of gives them a little bit more control of the game. Here goes Nishitani to swing it in with her left. Ryder makes the run. Just goes over her. Styles. And Scalzi! And Styles! Oh, and Del Piaz, and it's gone Sugihara! Sugihara has equalised! Del Piaz didn't hold on. And Haruna Sugihara adds to her impressive tally this season to make it Salisbury Inter 1, Football SA NTC 1. And goodness me, the reminders of 2021 are just everywhere here with Salisbury Inter, even equalising from a corner, from exactly the same corner, if we were to transplant the summit to this particular venue here. Extraordinary.
Yeah, it just goes to show how important it is to follow up. It's quite easy to, almost think the keeper's got it, but she's just there, and Sugihara's tucked that away.
Yeah, just looking at the replay. Sorry to cut you off there, but just looking at the replay, I feel like Del Piaz was a little bit unsighted, perhaps, by just all the legs in front of her, and as the ball's sort of coming through, just one of those things that can happen in football.
Yeah, they had the double shot, first Styles and then Scousey, and they may have just misread it a little bit, but unable to hold on.
Unfortunate for her. She's a keeper who there is a lot of excitement about, Mary Dalpiez, but that moment there has happened to all goalkeepers. Just did not go the way that she would have liked. Now, Roxy Dodd's in a foot race here with Weston. Uses her body, but Weston's done well. Coming up with the ball. That's a really good ball to Scarpin, but it's going to be put out for a throw, and another player that I almost feel like saying every time I see a lot of these players in the NTC side, like Weston just there, I always feel like saying has really impressed me this season, and really though, there's really none of these players that haven't been impressive. That's why they're where they are.
Yeah, for sure. I think it's definitely one of the better, if not maybe the best NTC team that I've certainly seen since I've been in this competition.
Yeah, absolutely. And of course the most famous NTC team with retrospect was the one that came into the competition, or came back into the competition in 2018. They finished 4th that year and went out in the first week of the finals. You might have had a bit to do with that, Nicole. to West Adelaide. Lost to West Adelaide that day, but that side had Ella Tonkin, Zoe Tolland, Lara Kirkby, Mallory Mullen and Charlie Grant, among others.
Yeah.
Great side, particularly when you look back at those names.
Yeah, for sure.
What will some of these names go on to, I wonder? Calder. Right now, they're playing a grand final, and it's 1-1. And to sort of provide a stat that is not very much in their favour, for the 3rd straight final, and in fact for the 4th time in these last 3 finals, they've had a team equalise against them when they've been in front. Here's Dodd trying to make their lives even harder, but going to be able to clear there through Simic. Yeah, their finals run so far, 1-0 loss to Salisbury in week 1, 1-1, and then a 7-6 penalty shootout win against Adelaide City in week 2. Just pause that for a moment, because Sugihara's got an opportunity here. 2-2 against Comets in the preliminary final, 1-1 after normal time and 2-2 after extra time. Won that 5-3 on penalties. And it's 1-1 here. And here's Cosgrove. Trying to take Kalimpsis on. Might break back for her. Kontoutsakos. Just a little bit too far with that one. Comes to Comley. She uses Calder, and I feel like that's a bit of a settler for Inter. They haven't really found their best selves in their match so far, but goals can change absolutely everything, and they might just find their groove a bit now. Krimsis battling with Cosgrove. Styles battling, and Cosgrove puts it out. More of a fullback type of Cosgrove, but in so many changes that have needed to happen in this NTC side because of player movements and call-ups and things like that. She's playing at left wing today. Of course, one of the players there without that they had earlier in the season is Sian Dewey, who's currently in Vietnam with the Junior Matildas for Asian Cup qualifiers. A couple of other players in this side narrowly missed that squad. Here's Frizzetto. Great play by Grayson Blishki to take the ball off her. Wellington, but Nishitani gets a foot in there. It's a really tough battle in midfield, as you'd expect. Simic. Cosgrove. Well done, Coimpsis. Well, at the 44 minutes, and how do you sum up the first half? Nicole, we could still have something happen, but overall this first half of the game.
Yeah, I think they've settled, both teams have settled in quite nicely now. We're getting towards the end of the first half. Obviously a goal each, so I'd say it's quite even. It's definitely physical. Would suspect there might be a few yellow cards in that second half, if I was to predict.
Yeah, it has been a physical game. In a good way. Sugihara is on the burst again against Middleton. Sugihara turns inboard, still going. Styles won't quite get to her. Scalzi. Nishitani takes a touch. She might be able to keep it in. No, she won't. But it's going to be a corner. Well, this would be a hammer blow for NTC after the start they made. But once again, a huge opportunity for Inter with their set pieces. Nishitani again. They've put plenty of numbers forward. This could be the last meaningful chance of the first half. Calder's on the move. Oh, Ryder.
That was close.
It was a good header. She had to sort of get it back behind her, but did pretty well. Got a decent piece of it, but not quite enough.
It's the last person NTC would want to see charging in with their head like that.
Yeah.
And so Ryder.
Yeah, and it's funny, as far as, you know, I think Nicole Calder's obviously scored a lot more goals in those situations, but when the number 2 person you've got to aim at is Chantal Ryder, you really do have a huge threat from those situations. Now, Sugihara, oh, I think she's handballed that though. Good pressure though. We played 1 extra minute so far in the first half of the 2023 Go Sunny Solar WMPL Grand Final. Middleton is on the move for NTC. We'll get it back. Western. Wellington. Oh, and everyone just hesitated for a moment, but Kontoutsakos wants to find Blishki. Here she goes. Wants to take on and does really, really well to get past a couple of players. Still has possession. Middleton. Takes on Sugihara. Middleton! Blocked. Sugihara, Dodd's the only person ahead of her, but it's a good person to have with the ball at feet. As you can see right there, what a great bit of play to get that ball out to Signoriello. Signoriello now. Styles is inboard if that's where she wants to go. Trying to take on Kontoutsakos again and maybe try to force another corner, and that is what has happened. So one more chance for a delivery from the technician, Mina Nishitani. Just a reminder that we're now up to $8,750. I nearly said goals there. $8,750 to Endometriosis Australia from Go Sunny Solar. $250 for every goal scored, including in penalty shootouts, in this final series. Nishitani to try to make it 9,000. That one very rare miscue, and it is half time in the 2023 Go Sunny Solar WNPL Grand Final. And what a tremendous first half, with both sides getting on the score sheet, and we have got so much to look forward to in these next 45 minutes. Well, hopefully we'll be getting some halftime interviews, and Hayley Routley is down there for us. Just waiting for her to find a player. She's also, you can't see this in your picture, but she's got the Go Sunny Solar mascot not far from her. Kontoutsakos is going to come, and so we will throw to Hayley Routley for a quick interview with the NTC goal scorer, Erin Kontoutsakos. Thank you, Hayley. Nice of Erin Kontoutsakos to remind all the rest of us that they're young in the NTC side, in case we even already didn't feel a bit older watching them. Hopefully we'll get some highlights coming up to you shortly if we're unable to speak to an interplayer. And here we are. Here's the first goal. Super strike by Erin Kontoutsakos. And a good bit of play, I've got to say, by Maddie Wright. She's running onto the ball and just realised just at the right time, and that's just so well hit, isn't it, Nicole?
Yeah, absolutely. She kind of came out of nowhere in a sense. Looked like, Wright was going to have a crack, but she's moved just out of the way, and that's, curled over the top of Comley. Great strike.
And here's Sugihara with that double chance there. Very nearly got an early equaliser, and in fact both of them hit the post. I thought from our angle that the first one had actually been saved, but it was actually two hits of the post there by the very, very skillful Japanese forward who's joined Salisbury into this year. Great to have her in the competition. A couple of speculative efforts there. And there's a battle there between Frizzetto and Kouimsis. Miley Grigg really enjoyed her first half. That was one occasion where she didn't quite get her lines right. She's been very combative midfield. And here's the inter goal. Scalzi has, and then the ball from Stiles goes in, spilled. Yeah, so there it is, Stiles to Scalzi. And eventually it's gone in. Just looking at some of the stats there. They've come back. We'll just look at the goal again first. Dalpia's just not able to hang on there. And here's the corner that Ryder has just headed wide. Good run there for her to get onto that. And just not really that far away. And there was that handball. But, gee, that could very easily have gone all wrong for the NTC keeper. Well, here are the stats. 5 shots to 3 in Inter's favour. 3-1 on target. 4 corners to 1. Of course, one of those corners produced a goal. Just the one offside, and only the 7 fouls. 4 by Inter and 3 by NTC. And just going to say that, Nicole, that's been it's been intense, but certainly played in the right way.
Yeah, for sure. It's obviously a grand final day, so tensions are high, and either teams aren't going to want to leave anything out there. So, good physical but fair game so far.
Yeah, absolutely. So I think we're now going to have a bit of a break. And after that, we will be able to bring you the second half of this 2023 Go Sunny Solar WMPL Grand Final. Don't go anywhere. This should be a fantastic second half to this match.
Let Go Sunny Solar sort your rebates and planning, and let your new solar panels get busy as bees, saving you money. Take the sting out of bills and get in for summer. Visit gosunny.com.au.
And the CEO of Endometriosis Australia, Marie Davenport. Guys, thanks so much for joining us here at halftime. It is, of course, a great first half. First to you, DJ. I guess the investment from your company has been incredible. We've just seen and witnessed an incredible FIFA Women's World Cup. Everyone says that investment is the way forward, and that you guys are essentially putting your money where your mouth is and getting behind women's football here in SA. I guess, can you talk us through how the partnership between Football SA and Go Sunny Solar really started, and how you see it blossoming over the years to come?
Basically, how I started earlier this year, well, we were really invested in local sports with local clubs, men's and women's. And the opportunity came up on a Friday afternoon about 7 days before the kick-off of the Women's LPL. To have a chat with Michael and Mike here at Football SA and discuss what we could do for them. An opportunity to really invest in the foundation of the sport meant way too much for us to say no.
And we've, of course, mentioned it a few times today, but the donation towards Marie's incredible foundation and charity, $250 for every goal scored in this final series, and we've witnessed an absolute goal fest, of course, but I guess, can you talk us through the importance of what that means to you and your company as well?
Yeah, like you mentioned, on the back of the success of the Matilda's campaign this year for the Women's World Cup, it just made sense for us to look for a charity that allowed us to sort of use our network and our football ability here in SA to give more than just the women's football game, to give to the whole women's community.
Marie, we'll get you to take the mic from DJ at the moment. That donation figure, if the Goal Fest continues, could really tick over $10,000. So I guess, what does the donation mean to your charity?
Endometriosis Australia is a national charity, and around 1 in 9 girls and women suffer from this incurable disease, and it affects them lifelong. So for us, it means an enormous amount as a non-government funded charity to be able to support particularly girls and women in sport, and this is going towards developing our well-fit program to encourage girls and women to be fitter, to self-manage when they have symptoms of endometriosis, to teach people what periods are about and what is normal and what is not, and when to seek assistance and what to do if you have endometriosis by way of self-managing the disease. Often we know, and also through research, that exercise really does help. So it's creating awareness among the coaches, the referees, your teammates, your parents, and in your workplace about what is endometriosis, how it affects you, and how we can better support those with the disease so they can fulfil their potential in sport, in work, and in their life.
DJ, we might just ask you one more quick question. Of course, 2023 was the beginning of a 3-year partnership between Go Sunny Solar and Football SA, but we believe we've got some exciting news for us today.
100%. So given the success that this year has done both on and off the pitch, excluding the Matildas but purely locally here in SA, we've come to an agreement with Football SA that we'll be extending our partnership to a 5-year deal early. And on top of that, we'll be adding another $5,000 to today's prize pool for the champions of 2023.
Ladies and gentlemen, can you please put your hands together for DJ and Marie? You heard it there first. The extension of this Go Sunny Solar partnership with Football SA, naming rights partners until 2027, and an additional $5,000 prize money. So DJ, your support for our local competition here in SA is massively appreciated. Ladies and gentlemen, can you please put your hands together for Marie and DJ?
At Service FM, we know every workplace is different. Every challenge is unique. That's why we personalise our services to our customers' different needs across different industries. From medical to mining and manufacturing, hospitality to healthcare, commercial to defence. So when you need to create a better work environment, you need Service FM. Proud partner with Football South Australia.
I was heading towards Anzac Highway on Morford Road.
Who's that?
Yeah, it was near the tram tracks. I was actually on my way to soccer training. I do play for the Eagles, yeah. Okay, so that's it? Too easy, thanks.
Who's that?
My insurance people. I was doing my claim.
Huh, sounded like someone local.
They are.
When your car is insured with RAA, your claim is always handled right here in SA. RAA, helping you every day too.
Keep on moving on.
Adelaide's five-a-side football competition returns in October. Football Fives is fast, fun for everyone. There's women's leagues, men's leagues, mixed leagues and junior leagues at Service FM Stadium in Jepps Cross.
When you're losing hydration, it can feel like you're up against the world's best. Nothing beats Gatorade to help replace what you've lost in sweat. When dehydration holds you back, Gatorade fuels you forward.
Welcome back to Service FM Stadium for the second half of the 2023 Go Sunny Solar WMPL Grand Final. The halftime score is Salisbury into 1, Football SA NTC 1. Early goal from Erin Kantutsikos for Football SA NTC, cancelled out in the a bit later in the half by Haruna Sugihara. Nicole Blackett, WMPL superstar, is with me. And Nicole, a fascinating first half. And how do you think this might change in the second half? Do you think one team might start to really impose itself, or maybe we'll just see a little bit more of that ebb and flow that we saw earlier on?
Yeah, I think it, obviously we spoke about this already, but in NTC being, I guess you could say, the underdogs, the less experienced, whether or not Inter, who have been here before, they've come from behind twice, whether they'll step over the top and maybe look for another winner, or if we'll grind out another even match. Who knows? Looking forward to it.
Well, here's Dodd trying to get them in front early. Sugihara!
Oh, it's a big chance.
Oh. There's been a substitution made at half-time by NTC. Claire Scarpin has come off and been replaced by Camilla Madriz-Figueroa. That's a very like-for-like substitution, both forwards, and Camilla has gone to number 9 straight away. Of course, she wears the number 9 as well. Middleton trying to get Madriz her first touch, but it's Ryder and Calder. Coimpsis. Signoriello. Nishitani just really going to go out to touch. No, I think that's actually stayed in. So Simic is going to be able to retrieve. Here's Kontoutsakos for NTC. Simic wants to go long. It's gone out. Now, one other substitution that's been made at half-time is the substitution of the Salisbury Inter captain's armband, as so often happens. Nicole Calder captaining the side in the first half, and her centre-back partner, Chantel Ryder, now wears the armband for the second half. Really, a couple of players that have been on so much of this Salisbury into WNPL journey. Into playing their first season in the WNPL in 2017. Chantel Ryder arrived a year later, 2018. And Nicole Calder the year after that, 2019. And they've never looked back. It's going to be a free kick against Ryder, but since that 2019 year, Salisbury Inter has finished in the top 3 in all 5 seasons. Only team to do so in the WNPL. Trying to convert that into a second championship today. But they got a free kick to defend here. Middleton leaves it for Kontoutsakos. Back to Middleton, it's a planned move. Trying to take on Frazzetto's done well, gets it inboard. And nearly turned in by Grigg. Good thinking there by NTC. The coach Michaela Lastella does love some set-piece variations. So it was Blischke, not Grigg, that nearly turned that ball in. Calder's gone long. Simic does well there. There is Grigg. Turning and trying to wait for an option. Cosgrove trying to push forward, but it's come to Nishitani. Towards Dodd. Here's Weston. Grigg. Trying to get around Nishitani. It's a good positive run by Miley Grigg. Just doesn't quite get Madriz there. But Madriz battles back. And Ryder's got the ball out to Sugihara. Good positive moves by NTC early in this second half there. Once again, as we've seen throughout this final series, a very progressive side. No sitting back. Maddie Wright, Wellington wants to get it out to where Blischke is. Sugihara's there for Inter. Good interception there by Middleton. Ball being returned after some fun and games in the crowd. Frazzetto. Ball might come over to Sugihara, not quite. Dodd around Middleton. Right, very tight in there. Dodd gets possession back. Tries to find herself some space. Done well, and that is going to be it's an Inter throw. A chance for Frazzetto here. It's not a bad throw, but just bounced over Signoriello. Should be cleared, but Nishitani's done well to get in the way of Kontoutsakos' clearance. Nishitani now trying to take on Simic. And it's going to be a goal kick. Good defending by Anna Simic. Dalpiaz now. Uses Simic. He's got time. He's really only Dodd that's high up for Inter at the moment. Calder wins that. Signorello, Coimpsis. But that's come Madriz's way. Gets it back from right. Madriz. Blishki. Oh, and wanted to take the ball around Ryder, but just didn't quite get the right touch there. But I wonder, I keep thinking there's going to be a point at which the Inter team will start to sort of assert a bit more control, but maybe that's just a historic thing that we just expect, because the NTC side, they never really take much of a backward step, do they?
No, I think they're still pressing. I think they've started this half quite well. Probably the better out of the two, I would say. Just trying to find more space in the middle, and you know, Madrid's waiting patiently for that run and a good play, and just an unfortunate touch. Ran out of room on the touchline, but yeah, all in all, it's still pretty even. I'd still like to see just one of the teams sort of take control of the game and hold possession just for a little bit longer. It's very little bit of ping pong going on.
Yeah, well, both camps talked about not letting the other team do just that, and in a sense, I guess that's part of their plans being realised, is just keeping that midfield battle alive and not letting one of the teams or their opponents, whichever the case may be, get control. Here's Blishki trying to take control for NTC. He's done well here to get it to Cosgrove. Madriz, Cosgrove, Calder will get there, put it out for a throw. And that half-time interview with Erin Kontoutsikos, she mentioned the heat. If we do go to extra time, well, I think even if we don't, fatigue will be a factor. It's a far warmer day today than we've had earlier in this final series. Probably the warmest day we've had for football in the WNPL since around the start of the season. Weston. Middleton. Back to Dalpiaz. Simic. It's a return from Kontoutsikos. Wants to get Grigg going. Grigg's got possession now, got Calder ahead of her. Calder wins the tackle, but that's going to be a throw-in. Kontoutsikos comes up. Madriz is in the middle. Good player to try to hold the ball. Calder gets it away. Kontoutsikos wants to get the ball out to where Maddie Wright is. Well done, Matilda Comley. Sugihara trying to turn around Middleton. Holds possession. Ryder. Comley. Does well to get it to Coimpsis. That ball there is going to be won by Kontoutsikos, but it's going to be an Inter throw. You're watching the 2023 Go Sunny Solar WMPL Grand Final. Kick off with Go Sunny Solar's no deposit anytime solar plans. Cheaper than paying your bills. Visit gosunny.com.au for more information. While we have this throw-in, just going to throw down to Hayley Routley on the sideline. Hayley?
Hi, Paul. Yes, we've got an absolutely bumper crowd here today at Stadium. But the noise is all coming from the crowd and not actually from the sidelines. Both coaches relatively calm. They've remained seated the entire first half and into the second half as well. So it looks like that they're just waiting for their girls to play out whatever game plan that they have in play here.
Thank you, Hayley. Great to have good numbers in here today. And from that Grayson Blishki run, she's injured. And I think Ryder's down as well. So just looking at the replay there, just sort of got caught between Frizzetto and Ryder. I'm not going to be fooled by the referee's yellow whistle again. He's holding. It's not a yellow card. He's about to brandish to any player. Oh, I'm going to stop with 2021 reminders, but it's the same referee too, Joe Jordan Tripodi, who took charge of the 2021 Grand Final, which Salisbury Inter won. It's only their second Grand Final. It's NTC's first. NTC trying to improve the record of the teams that come into the Grand Final from the preliminary final. In the previous 7 WMPL final series, since the final series was introduced, preliminary final winner has won 3 times in the Grand Final. On the other 4 occasions, the team that went straight through and got themselves the week's break won the match. Kontoutsakos, Madriz. Styles wins that and finds Ryder. Signorillo just tried to help it on for Glimpsis, but it's gone out. And a couple of other interesting stats in this Grand Final we may have mentioned. First time, second and third in the home and away series played in the Grand Final. First time the team that finished top has missed it altogether. Quite remarkable, really. Here's Roxy Dodd. Gets the ball back out onto the attacking right, but Hayley Wellington's there. Cosgrove. Scalzi comes to pressure her. Kontoutsakos to Wellington. Again, NTC's football is very composed, very neat, good passing between players. That's not a bad ball for Madriz to run onto. She's going to win the throw-in. Looks like there's going to be a substitution here, the first one for Salisbury Inter. And Nikki Scalzi is being replaced by Angelique Vroegdenberg. Again, midfielder for midfielder. Vroegdenberg usually just a little bit more of a defensive type than Nikki Scalzi. So it could be a little bit of a reshuffle. We shall see. Here's Middleton, wanting to go out on a high. In the last game with the NTC, 100th in the WMPL. Simic. Kontoutsakos. Simic again. Gets it back from Grigg. And the other question is, when will we see a couple of the aces on the NTC bench that their coach Michele Lastella holds in his hand? Stella Vicherek and Lily Barber in particular. Here goes Madriz, an ace herself. Eventually one too many. Here's Vroegdenberg's first touch. Signoriello. Nishitani. That pressure that they've been putting on Mina Nishitani, Nicole, I feel like it's worked relatively well. She hasn't sort of sprayed a lot of those killer passes as she might have liked.
Yeah, I'm not surprised if that was in NTC's game plan to try and cut Mina Nishitani's involvement out. But yeah, she's still, when she can, she's obviously the corners for one, a massive positive from her game, and yeah, being a little bit quiet but still making a bit of a statement out there in the midfield.
Well, here is Lily Barber. What a sub to bring on. Arguably the best player in the NTC side. They've been very careful with her because of the concussion she suffered when these teams met 3 weeks ago. But Lily Barber is an absolutely superb player, whether used through midfield or on the wing, which it looks like where she is now. But it's at the other end at the moment. Sugihara might get there first, and it still falls for Styles. It's still alive. Styles. NTC bodies anywhere. Sugihara. Oh, and it's finally cleared. Just for once, NTC fluffed their lines in defence, but now they've got movement at the other end as Middleton tries to get the ball to Scarpin. Ryder puts it out. Thus far, Barber has gone directly to the position Cosgrove was in on the attacking left for NTC. What impact can she have? Here goes the throw in, but Nishitani might be able to see that out, and does. 2023 Go Sunny Solar WMPL Grand Final is proudly presented by JB Metropolitan Services, servicing SA since 2015. For a huge variety of confectionery, snack foods, groceries and beverages delivered to you or your business, visit jbmetro.com.au. And RAA Kicking Goals. Get an award-winning RAA insurance quote today. Go to raa.com.au. And SA Power Networks, empowering women's sport. Proud supporters of the WMPL SA. Middleton gets it from Blishki. Weston. Simic. Here's Barber. Touching board for Kontutsikos, and he'll get it back. Has some space. Gets in board. Cleared by Ryder. Kontutsikos. Simic wants to find Madriz. But Calder will win that. Maddie Wright. And Sugihara, who appears to be a little bit more central now. Ryder. Frizzetto. Styles, but Middleton's right there. Middleton wanting to take it on. Goes past Frizzetto. Now Ryder for company. Blishki. Brings it in board. Right. Grigg. They're building. Wellington wants to get it towards Barber. Coimsis wins it and had to. Kontutsikos keeping the pressure on, and Calder says enough of this and clears. Here's Maddie Wright again, but oh, she's giving it up to Dodd. Does well to win it back, but Dodd has and free kick against Dodd. The entire crowd was not totally in agreement there with referee Joe Jordan Tripodi. It's an NTC free kick. Maybe just a bit of a nudge there at the end was the reason that was given. Grigg to Blishki. Right. Blishki in board to Wellington. They've just swapped over for the time being. Right. Blishki, good pressure from the interplayers though, but Blishki tries to take on Sugihara. Sugihara got there, but Blishki gets up and plays the ball. Here's Middleton. This grand final has just gone up a little notch, I think, with the amount of pressure being applied to whoever is on the ball. It was already pretty high, but I feel like we're getting even more pressure now. Sugihara. Done really well to get an angle for the cross, but Dalpiaz should win that. Claim it. We have 25 minutes of normal time remaining, plus whatever stoppages there are in this second half of the 2023 Go Sunny Solar WMPL Grand Final. Nishitani, Sugihara, players that can really make a difference in this game. Nishitani wanted to get over to Dodd, but Simic is there, but it's fallen to Dodd. Sugihara, ball still bouncing away. Weston can't get it away. Simic finally gets a foot in to relieve the pressure. Blishki can bring it forward. Has time. Has Middleton up the wing. Ryder wins that. It's gone out. And Jason Blischke, another player. Remember, she came earlier in the season. Started to make more and more first-team appearances. Looked a little raw, and just suddenly, looks like she's been playing, you know, senior matches for years.
Yeah, she's been really impressive. Not just today, but for the whole season. Player with so much confidence, and yeah, it was a real boost to this NTC side.
Dodd to Nishitani for Inter. Nishitani wants to get the ball into where Styles was, but Simic was there. Another player who has barely gotten into playing a lot of senior football and just looks completely assured. Sugihara. That's well done. To drag it back to Nishitani. It's gone over Dodd. Important header there by Kontutsikos, and NTC crowd are really relentless with their encouragement, which is great to see. Now Dodd has a chance here. Headed away by Weston. Simic helps it on. They're not quite out of jail here. There's great ebb and flow to this game. Here goes Grigg. Taking on a couple. And that's a really, really good ball from Madriz. Madriz has got some space now. She's got Blischke in the middle. Madriz still going. Intercepted by Ryder. Wonderful play again there by NTC.
Yeah, for sure. She's made a great run and got a arguably better ball down that far side, and you know, sold the Salisbury Inter player, and unfortunately couldn't quite get the cross across, but some positive signs here.
Middleton's throw, headed on. It might fall to Vreugdenberg's clearance went into an NTC player, but it's finally gotten away from Ryder. Throwing again to Middleton. They really are popping the question. Madriz not happy with the attention of Sugihara, but there was no free kick there. It's going to be a throw in to Salisbury Inter, and it just feels like every few minutes each of these teams has a bit of a spell of attack and pressure.
Yeah, it's definitely varying between the two. Both having...
Oh, Grigg's on here. Grigg brings it back inboard. Can she go the shot, Grigg?
Nice footwork there, unable to get the probably as good of a shot as she would have liked off, but yeah, it's quite end to end really. There's opportunities and good balls forwards from both teams, and yeah, it's exciting to see that it's not just one team, you know, dominating.
That was a good ball by Vreugdenberg to Sugihara. Trying to take Scarpin on, Madriz on I should say, getting the return, but Madriz is there. It's gone straight into Dodd though. Sugihara. Dodd. There's not really anyone there for her to aim to, and Wellington has put it out for a throw. Middleton. It's taking a couple on. Nishitani was there. Blischke battling away with Nishitani. Oh, but she's asked a bit much there of Lily Barber. That's going to go out for a throw. Kawimsis to come over to take it. About to hit the 70-minute mark of the 2023 Go Sunny Solar WMPL Grand Final. Salisbury Inter 1, Football SA NTC 1. Muriello trying to push down the wing. That's going to be an Inter throw, and now it's going to be Inter with a bit of a spell in attack. Is it just going to come down to one chance? One moment. One bit of magic to decide this match and the championship. Battling away there is Vreugdenberg, but it's gone out for a throw, like many players in the WMPL. Former NTC player herself, Angelique Vreugdenberg. Of course, she's come on for Nikki Scalzi, who also recently had departed from the NTC. Now, some space here for Sugihara. Straight to Dalpiaz.
Probably had a bit more space than what she thought there, Paul, but it just fallen to her.
Yeah.
Able to get a shot off.
I've got a feeling the trump card, one of the big trump cards, is about to be played by NTC, because I'm hearing that Stella Vicharek is in readiness. Just going to throw to Hayley Routley on the sideline. Hayley, what are you seeing?
Yes, definitely spicing up down here. I mentioned that it was a little quiet on the sideline earlier, but we now do have Michaela up and a lot of noise. We are kind of seeing a back and forth between the two teams, and just when you think perhaps NTC is looking a little bit tired and those back-to-back 120 minutes are catching up with them, they then have another surge. And to see Stella Vicharek about to come on, we know what she can do as an impact player. We saw what she did last week, coming on in the 78th and scoring both of the goals against Comets and also their first penalty. So it'll be interesting to see how this changes up the play.
Thank you, Hayley, on the sidelines for us today. Nishitani for Inter. That's a great point Hayley made. It's just when you think one team's on top, it all changes. Sugihara in a dangerous position, and it's been Styles, put in by Styles. Jazz Styles has given into the lead. Sugihara just found herself some space, got herself into a dangerous spot along the goal line, and Jazz Styles has given Inter the advantage. Well, it just seemed for a moment as if things were standing still. But Nishitani's ball here, releasing Sugihara, and Styles has just stabbed that home very well indeed.
Yeah, probably one of the easier goals Jazz Styles will score in her career, but yeah, brilliant work from Sugihara and Nishitani down the wing there. And yeah, if you're in the right space at the right time, you're able to, score what could be the winner if nothing else happens in the next, 15 or so minutes.
Well, it caught us all a bit by surprise. It seemed to come out of very little, but Nishitani, such a progressive player, and just found the way to give Sugihara an opportunity to find herself some time and space into Styles. Will that be the winning goal, or has NTC got more shots left in their locker? They haven't been behind in the final series, NTC, since these two teams met 3 weeks ago, a match which finished 1-0 to Salisbury Inter. Middleton with the throw. Vicharek is on. Scored twice last week against Comets. And here she is trying to put pressure on Ryder. Calder to clear. Madriz. She finds herself some space. Miley Grigg. Middleton. Plays it out wide to where Kontutsikos was, and Barber. Barber. Well, ball had gone out for a goal kick in the end. And it's amazingly, suddenly, we're 15 minutes, which if we don't have a goal, we are away from this title being decided in favour of Salisbury Inter. Had to come from behind as they did 2 years ago. Can they close this game out? They've got the sort of players like Roxy Dodd there trying to put through Sugihara. Sugihara's won possession, trying to battle with Western there. Numbers came to the NTC defender's aid. Here's Styles. Over Dodd this time. Nishitani trying to hold on there. right. Middleton. Vicharek, went straight to Sugihara. Styles. Under a bit of pressure is Frizzetto. Ryder puts it forward. Middleton will win the throw. Well, I don't believe that the action is over here yet, because nothing is really gone in any particular direction in this game. There's been a lot of ebb and flow, teams spending periods of the game on top. There's definitely, I think, going to be a couple more chances. It's going to be a question of who they fall to and how well they're taken.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how NTC react within the next 5 or 10, whether they kind of try and hold.
Wellington, the ball's been played out by Vicharek to Madriz. Oh, and that was a good opportunity. Signoriello's there for Inter and will just probably try to clear, and she's won the throw.
Yeah, whether NTC try and, put a couple more numbers forward and risk, players like Croxy Dodd to get on the ball a bit more and, risk them breaking through and potentially scoring another one, or if they try and grind it out and leave it to a little bit later, we'll just have to see what they do or make any more substitutions.
Is Weston. Haley, how did the various benches react when that goal went in?
Well, obviously Tony Scowley was very happy. McKellar, he's still pretty relaxed. He's still sitting down, but we are hearing some more instruction come from him. Earlier it was more encouragement. Now he's telling players to make sure that they are not losing their marking play, that they're not allowing them to drop. So it will be interesting to see in the next 10 minutes, as Nicole said, do they try and go for it right now and risk conceding another, or do they try and go for that late equaliser?
Thank you, Haley, on the sideline for us. I feel like one of the things NTC do have going for them here is that they're a team that, by their nature, tries to go forward and score. It's not like they're going to have to really change mode. Maybe they'll throw a little bit more forward, but they are an attacking side. Here's Coimpsis for Inter.
It'll be interesting on Salisbury Inter's side as well, whether they're happy to kind of try and grind and hold it out, or if they're hungry just to finish off the game with potentially another goal.
It's something they normally do pretty well when they're in that situation, but you always want to be careful. Sometimes it doesn't take much to...
Yeah, you've just got to look at the back line with Ryder and Calder in particular. They've been here before, and Comley. Yeah, even the girls that were unused subs in that grand final 2 years ago, they're still a part of the experience, and that could be just the one thing that's going to get them over the line.
They've won a corner here and an opportunity to possibly put this game close to out of sight. Nishitani right in front of the scoreboard, which has just ticked over to 80 minutes. The time clock on the scoreboard just a little bit ahead of the one that you can see on your screen. Nishitani, Styles off as short, but she'll go back and deliver long. It's a good corner to where Calder is. Calder just headed away from her. Vroigdenberg, Calder, Signoriello. She get a cross in. Under pressure from Madriz. Madriz has done well there. It's going to be an Inter throw. Calder. Dodd's really her only option, unless Sugihara makes a run, which he's just done now, but it's gone out for a goal kick.
I've got to say, in Inter's third, there seems to be a lot of red shirts. They come in and close down the space, and they keep on their players, as Hayley's just said, as an instruction. So, yeah, not a whole lot of options for Inter up the top in general.
Wellington. That's a nice ball for Barber. Oh, just a bit much on it. Throw into Coimsis. Looks like there's going to be more changes. Hayley, have you spotted anything? Because I can see the board is being held by the fourth official, Curtis Wordsworth.
Yes, from the side I can see that we're looking at number 15 on with 30 coming off for NTC. It looks like Inter staying as is.
Lily DeCola is being readied. Another player who's playing her last game for the NTC, if she does come on. Looks like she'll come on for Miley Grigg. Middleton. Madriz. Back to Middleton. There's only Vicharek up there as far as NTC is concerned. She's taken possession. Madriz. Needs some help. Tries to get in board. Has done well, Madriz. Vicharek. Can she get the ball in? Goes the shot, Vicharek. Oh, it's just wide.
And not far at all from that left far post. Maybe a metre if that.
And here comes that change with Lily DeCola coming on for Grigg. Well, I reckon Miley Grigg's played an absolutely fantastic game today. Done really, really well. Another one of these players that hasn't spent much time in the first team yet, and not sure I've seen her play a better game. Absolutely terrific. And Lily DeCola is an excellent sub for NTC to bring on. And they're about to get a throw in. NTC have used 4 substitutes. Inter, just the one so far with Vroidenberg coming on for Scalzi. They might be getting another one ready shortly. Now, good defending there by Hayley Wellington.
As I just said, not a whole lot of options forward or in the box there for that little break. I think they may be just sitting off a little bit, not necessarily too fast on, making it 3 for Salisbury Inter. Happy to just hold and absorb all the pressure that NTC probably have no other choice than to apply for the last 6 minutes of the game before any added time.
Vicharek to Wellington, to right. Stoles just takes it off her. Great play there by Sugihara. Just riding the bumps. That's a good ball for Roxy Dodd. Roxy Dodd, can she finish it here? Delpia's got there.
Well, Sugihara just so good at using her body. Very strong and smart as well. Held on to the ball just long enough for Roxy to make that run, and yeah, perfect ball in behind. Well, almost perfect, I guess you could say. But yeah, managed to have a throw in.
Frizzetto's ball in. Delpia's should win that. Time is getting tight. Here's Barber for NTC. Coimsis putting her under pressure. Right. Middleton's got plenty of time and space here. Let's to see if she can find Vicharek. Ryder's there. It'll be an NTC throw. Don't write this team off yet. Well, just Signoriello is going to have her shift end now. It's going to be Carla Madonna coming on, who was in the Metro team that won the Reserves Grand Final against NTC last year. Probably will take up a more defensive position. Now, here's Vicharek. That ball has been intercepted by Nishitani, who wants to get it to Dodd, who turns well again, but Middleton battled back well. Simic. Wants to get that ball out to Madriz. And well headed back by Ryder there to Comley. Salisbury into 2. Football SA NTC 1. They've been made to work very hard for this lead. But it is a lead that puts them within sight of the 2023 Go Sunny Solar WMPL Championship. We've had plenty of late drama in this final series so far, though. You wouldn't rule out late drama here too. Middleton, Vicharek, Ryder will just nod it over the line. Middleton again, Vicharek again. That header inboard is going to go to Comley.
He will be in no real hurry.
No, she won't. Matilda Comley came over to Inter from Fulham 3 years ago. It's gone from a side that has been relegated this year to potentially being in a side that's going to win the championship, which is what's going to happen if NTC can't find a goal in these next few minutes. Inter will undoubtedly manage this situation well. 2,247 people here today. Absolutely fantastic crowd. Well done to the football community. I'm hearing that there might be about 5 minutes of injury time. And if that's the case, NTC have 7 minutes to find an equaliser. Haven't had to equalise in this final series yet. Well, they have. They haven't equalised in this final series yet. They took the lead in these last 2 weeks against Adelaide Comets and Adelaide City, and were pegged back. Now they've got to do the pegging back. Can they do it? Middleton wants to take Sugihara on. Not easy. Sugihara's put it out. Trying to find right. And she's won a corner. Here's an opportunity. Erin Kontoutsakos gets forward. Every red shirt, almost, is in the penalty area. There's only Middleton and the goalkeeper outside, Mary Dalpiaz, although they're shuffling around a little bit. Wright's offering short. Comley, it's all over her! Stabbed away by Chantel Ryder. We're into the last minute of the 90. The board is about to go up. Ball won't get to Madriz. Kontoutsakos. Vicharek, oh, it's gone out for a goal kick. And the board, with almost being teased by it, with the fourth official there, Curtis Wordsworth, just holding on to it before putting it up. I guess he's going to wait till we're right on the 90-minute mark. And there it is, 5 minutes. 5 minutes is all it is. Is it quite throw the kitchen sink time yet, Nicole?
Yeah, I think so. I think, you can try and keep possession and play as pretty football as you want, but if you're not going to go for it now, you're not going to get another opportunity. And obviously being their first final, yeah, I'd say it's now or never.
Kuimsis. Watched the grand final from the bench 2 years ago when Inter won their first title. He's played every minute of this match and maybe is close. To a second with this club. to the club's second. Here comes Weston. Trying to get it down to where Middleton is. Yep, it is Middleton, and Ryder has played it off her for a throw-in to Inter.
I think it's players like Middleton that you want to get on the ball at this point in the game. So attacking, not afraid to take players on, and that's exactly what they're going to need in the last 4 minutes of this game.
Weston, Simic. Weston. Barber. Nishitani puts it out. Middleton. Ryder will just happily just keep NTC at throw-ins. It's another throw-in. And it's going to end up with Comley. In fact, it's going to be a goal kick. We've nearly played 2 minutes of the extra 5, and it's gone exactly as Salisbury Inter would have wanted. Comley's goal kick. Won by Barber. Oh, Calder came through magnificently there to win that. And Madriz has really felt it. Simic. Wellington. Does well. Now, Middleton! Middleton! Oh, and she's just run away from her a little bit. She comes back to retrieve. She's got Barber in board. She's still going Middleton. And wins the corner, but it really was an opportunity to get a ball in board.
Yeah, that ball's maybe come across a little bit quicker than she maybe have thought or had liked, and she just missed an opportunity to unleash there. But she's done well to win the corner, so it's not over just yet.
Running out of chances. Can they take one now? NTC. It's gone towards where Vichurek was. Wellington. Penalty! It's a penalty's been given for the foul on Wellington. NTC have the chance to take this into extra time.
Oh my goodness.
No hesitation from referee Tripodi. Wellington's been hurt in the process. And of all things as well, we're likely to have a delay before this kick can be taken. Well, penalties have been so much of the story of this final series for NTC, but it's been shootouts so far. Now they have an opportunity in stoppage time. Riders come through there, and that's a penalty to Hayley Wellington. There is just 1 minute of stoppage time left, but it's almost certainly going to be extended because of this stoppage. What a finish to this game, and this kick is almost certainly going to decide whether Inter win the championship or NTC take it to stoppage time. Take to extra time, I should say. We're in stoppage time now. And it looks like it's going to be Vichurek.
Yeah, what a big moment for her, especially at this time of the game.
Yeah.
To equalise and give them a chance to play in some extra time.
She's had an amazing final series. And can she keep it going for her team? Against Matilda Comley, Stella Vichurek. It's in! It's a brilliant penalty again by Stella Vichurek. And we might be doing an extra 30 minutes, folks. What a finish to normal time, which may still yet have maybe a minute or so to run. Both of these sides have taken the lead. Both of these sides have equalised. And this final series, Nicole, just the drama never stops just when you think it's over.
Yeah, I don't think we've seen any sort of finals like this before. Normally it's just the 90 minutes and that's kind of it. But this year it seems that every single game is right to the last minute. Penalties, shootouts, you name it. So it looks like we're in for a bit of a treat for the rest of this afternoon.
What a series Stella Vichurek is having. You might say, well, it's a penalty. The taker should score it, but in the last minute of stoppage time, to prevent your team from losing a grand final, she scored 2 in shootouts in the last 2 weeks. And now Barber, Lily Barber. Oh. And 2 goals coming on as a sub. 2 regulation goals against Adelaide Comets as well. And that is full time. There are 30 minutes to go. Hayley Wellington celebrates like they've won the match, but really it is worthy of celebration. They were done almost. They are still alive. Football SA NTC. And for the 3rd straight week, they go to extra time. And for the first time since 2019, the WNPL Grand Final will go to extra time. Only the 2nd time ever. A lot of the Inter players look deflated. They're going to need to pick themselves back up, because it would be very easy for them to go into this last 30 with their tails down.
Yeah, I think especially when you're that close to lifting the trophy again and to have it ripped out from underneath you, and I guess that's just the harsh reality of football. But it's not over for Inter. I think they're the ones that have had the week off. NTC, on the other hand, have played really tiring sort of finals and have had to go into extra time and to penalties. So yeah, it'll be interesting.
Well, if we go back to your time, well, we're just going to have a look at some highlights here before we do that. I was going to talk about 2019 with you for a moment. There's the Kontoutsakos goal. That seems like so long ago. That was the one that opened the scoring early in the first half for NTC.
Great goal, so far out.
Just really hit that so well. It looks great from this angle. It just shows you the technique on that shot. And here's the equaliser. Scalzi blocked. Styles' shot got through, not held by Dalpiaz, and Sugihara finishes it. Just good pressure by NTC in that situation. And look, to be fair to Dalpiaz, I think now I've seen for the first time that this shot gets deflected here by Styles, and as such, that's caused her a real problem in trying to save it. Now here's Sugihara just getting that space from that great work from Nishitani. Styles just had to get something on it. Stuck her foot out and got it home. Very well constructed goal. And at that point, it looked like it might be Salisbury Inter's title. But drama at the end here. Foul by Ryder on Wellington.
Yeah, and it's clumsy from Ryder. I think she'll, she's kind of known to being able to stand people up and not dive in like that, but unfortunately she's, kicked through there and given away that penalty, which was a great one. Side netting.
How much confidence Vichurek has. All her penalties in this series, in this final series, have been just outstanding, and she looks like she couldn't blow out a candle. Just cool as you like.
Yeah, it's massive. Massive for her to step up at that time in the game and give her team another get out of jail card and into the extra time.
What about extra time? You went to extra time on a really hot day in the 2019 Grand Final at Hindmarsh, and it was a gruelling game. How much how is your mind thinking? Because you're so fatigued. I mean, is it hard to keep thinking about, you know, doing things you need to do and just trying to sort of concentrate and keep following the instructions and the pattern of play?
Yeah, I think the more the time goes on, you become tired in the legs and your touch and stuff is altered a little bit, and yeah, I think it becomes a mental battle. So it just comes down to, you know, could be experience, could be just drive and passion to really get yourself over the line and do all you can to give your team the best opportunity to get the win.
Just goes to show, doesn't it, that foul by Ryder there, that in a game like this, even, you know, one of the best defenders in this competition and has been for years, no one's really immune from making, you know, that sort of error, are they?
Yeah, no. Yeah, obviously a great defender. I think she'll be kicking herself for that, but it's not too late to make amends.
Well, here we go again with extra time. Roxy Dodd on the ball for Inter, and they're kicking to the right as you see it, and that is to the northern end here at Service FM Stadium. Sugihara battling away. Here is Ryder. Frizzetto. Good play there by Barber to win that. Trying to take on Nishitani and Ryder, and will win the throw. The dynamic player, Lily Barber, and with her fresh legs, she could be really useful in these next 30 minutes.
Yeah, for sure. It's definitely a handy substitution to come on at this point in the game, and yeah, she's really aggressive on the ball and looks to go forward at all times, so that'll definitely be a bit of a weapon for NTC.
Sugihara didn't quite keep that ball in, so it's going to be an NTC throw. Middleton. Her time as an NTC player is not done just yet. Barber. Frizzetto will win that. Here's DeCola. Won by Vreugdenberg. Nishitani. Weston is there for NTC. Up the wing, Middleton has kept it in. It's going to be another NTC throw, and Nishitani just feeling the effects there of that challenge. I think she's going to be okay. It's probably just, I guess when you get knocks in at this time, you know, the fatigue just compounds that, doesn't it?
Yeah, for sure. This is normally when you see either some calf cramps or just general cramps, and yeah, knocks like that can take a little bit longer to get over, but she's up on her feet. She looks all right.
Here's Middleton. Vichurek heads on. It's almost like the second half has continued in a way, because NTC are kicking the same way as they did in that second half. Here's Madriz. Just a bit much on that. Hayley, how did everything unfold on the benches with that whole penalty, the concession of the penalty and the taking of it?
Yeah, absolute scenes, Paul. As you can imagine, the NTC bench was straight up, and it was called straight away, so we all knew that that was happening, as opposed to the interbench where Scalzi, he was kind of down on his knees, almost praying that that wasn't going to go in. But who better to step up and take that than Stella Vichurek? We've seen how much experience she's only 16, but she stands up and takes the penalty as if she's played for years and years. So we definitely get our money's worth of NTC, that's for sure.
Oh, do we ever? Oh, we really have been blessed by the matches that they've been involved in. Here's Calder. Great control by Dodd, but she's on her own, and Kontoutsakos will take over. Simic. Dalpiaz. Will she be called on in a third successive penalty shootout? Styles. Not if Sugihara has anything to do with it. Sugihara! Oh, and Dalpiaz saw that wide, and gee, I don't think there was much margin for error there. That was only very narrowly. Must have really felt she had her angles right there.
Oh yeah, maybe her heart dropped a little bit at the end there, but Yes, centimetres from that post.
Weston. Styles intercepts. Ryder. Vreugdenberg under pressure. Styles hoists it forward. Here's Victorek. Barber. Still going, Barber's couple to beat there though. Chantel Ryder puts it out. Into the 5th minute of the first half of extra time. Victorek. DeCola. Won by Calder. Vreugdenberg. Good ball to Dodd. And that's also a good ball for Sugihara to run onto. She's really, all she can see is red shirts at the moment. Finally, there's some help in the middle. Dodd. Tried to hook it back in board, and it's not going to get the corner either because Kontoutsakos has managed to get the ball out for a throw in, which Nishitani will come over for and leave, or she'll leave it for Coimsis. Madonna is short and Dodd is a bit further. It goes back to Coimsis. Ball in though. Sorry, it was Calder there, and the ball in went for a goal kick. You're watching the 2023 Go Sunny Solar WMPL Final Series, and it's proudly presented by JB Metropolitan Services, servicing SA since 2015 for a huge variety of confectionery, snack foods, groceries and beverages delivered to you or your business. Visit jbmetro.com.au. Lily Barber trying to get onto the ball, but Chantel Ryder cuts her off. Here comes Middleton again. Victorek. Barber. Middleton, Victorek, just trying to play her way through. Had a couple to try to beat there though. It's come to Middleton. Barber. Ryder's got to deal with that. Puts it out for a throw. The tension just continues to build here at Service FM Stadium. And this, what's become a classic 2023 Go Sunny Solar WMPL Grand Final. Only the second of the 8 Grand Finals played to go to extra time. Oh, and there's been a miscue here. Joe Styles is quick to come and clear the ball for Inter. Kontoutsakos gets it back from Simic. Out into the left-hand side where Madriz was, but it's been cleared. Madriz has come to the left. Barber has gone to the right. Victorek has gone to 9. It's not going to quite reach Victorek. But shot by NTC there through DeCola, and it's gone out for a goal kick. Just to remind you that there's several of these NTC players. Let's pause that for a moment because here's Barber. Ryder's won the ball there. Well done, Wellington, though. NTC crowd are really, really getting into this at the moment, as you'd expect. This time it's going to be a throw into Inter, but Nicole, I feel like NTC's done more of the pushing in this first half of extra time.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. They're definitely got more numbers forward. Yeah, just pressuring and trying to make something happen.
Barber. got blue and black shirts all around her. It's going to be yet another throw on the NTC right. And that one's gone out harmlessly from an inter point of view for a throw to them. Can they relieve a bit of this pressure? Sugihara heads on to Kohler. Wellington, but it's with Styles. Wellington gets it back. Vicharek. Madriz. Madriz! Well done, Kawimsis, who wheels back again, clears off Madriz to get into a throw. Headed close to a couple of signs that have been put up by Inter fans. Out of your picture. It's going to be another throw. There are some tired players out there. And they have to dig deep. 5 minutes of the first half of extra time remain. And then there's another 15 to go. Ryder. Frizzetto. It's gone to Middleton. Barber. That's a good return ball for Middleton. Finds herself some space. Finds Wellington. Inboard to Kohler! Another chance. Good play again in the build-up by NTC. Comley goes long. It's really all red back there. It's a long, long kick. It's going to find her opposite number. In fact, no. Weston plays it safe. Puts it out for a throw. You're watching the 2023 Go Sunny Solar WMPL Grand Final. Absolutely absorbing match. Another Grand Final classic. Sugihara just runs out of real estate there. That was really, though, Nicole, the first time that Inter had the ball in that sort of part of the field for quite a while.
Yeah, I mean, the last 10 minutes or so, we've seen it all up in NTC's half. They've been threatening. They've had some shots on goal, but we've seen before the goal that just Styles scored to go 2-1 up didn't really come from much. They just got one play down the wing and cut it back, and all of a sudden they were in front. So they don't necessarily need a whole lot of opportunities. They just need the one Inter.
Barber's not going to be able to keep that in. Sorry, go on, Nicole.
Yes, no, NTC have definitely had more possession at least, but you know, no goals yet, so still quite even.
Michaela Lebrandi is going to come on for Roxy Dodd, who's put in an absolutely tireless shift for her team. But Inter-coach Tony Scalzi must know that he needs as many fresh legs as they can. But Barber, Vicharek tried to just get it the other side of Calder there. Ryder clears. And Lebrandi, who, like Madonna, was in the Metro side that won the reserves, sorry, was in the, yes, the Metro side that won the reserves grand final against NTC last year. At this venue, 17 years old. Just adding to the amount of talented youth that is on display here today at Service FM Stadium in the Go Sunny Solar WMPL Grand Final. That throw-in won't get to Vicharek. Middleton gets a good touch there to Maddie Wright. Wants to get it back up the wing, but Sugihara's there. Now, chance for Lebrandi to chase, but Simic will cut that off. We just play it back to Dalpiaz. That's a really good ball out to where Kontoutsakos is. Madriz. Understand we're only going to have 1 extra minute in this first half of extra time. Wellington and Simic are going to need to just deal with that situation. Here's Calder for Inter. Kawimsis. Lost possession there though. Kontoutsakos. Simic. They're time for one last attack in the first half of extra time. Here's Barber. Middleton's kept going, but that was good play by Sugihara. Nishitani. Well, players gone on, and referee Tripodi had given the advantage and went back to give Sugihara the free kick. Just by the way, my mathematical skills are starting to be challenged, but the Go Sunny Solar donation to Endometriosis Australia now stands at $9,250, and we could get the bonanza of penalties here, which count. Free kick for Inter. Goes past Calder. Simic got an important foot in there, but it hasn't been cleared properly, but now Matty Wright can do so. Under pressure from Styles. Just terrific contest in midfield all day, and really I think it's fair to say that of the finals we've seen so far until today, probably the highest quality one was the one where these two teams met in the first week, which into 1-1-0. Both sides just trying to put some pressure on there as Madonna, but it's going to be cleared, and that is the end of the first half of extra time. Well, Nicole, what do we think of that?
Yeah, as we said, NTC looked to push a bit more than Inter. They certainly had more of the play, but yeah, as it stands, it's still even. So we'll just see if we have to wait for a winner or if we're going to be going to penalties. But only 15 minutes to play.
No WNPL Grand Final has ever gone to penalties. 2019 got very close. Very, very late winner by Georgia Campagnoli that day for Adelaide City. Sorry, Nicole. It kills me that you know, honestly, mate, it kills me that you've played in 3 grand finals that you haven't won, and I'm glad you got one last year. It was the first thing I thought of.
Yeah.
It was 4th time lucky, but if we do go through the history of this fixture, unfortunately, I do have to mention them.
No, that's all right. I do remember that game very clearly. We thought we were going to penalties. Just, yeah, a bit of a crazy start. I didn't actually know that none of the grand finals in the WNPL have gone to penalties. That's pretty interesting, but we certainly got close that day. Yeah. As you said, Campers came and ruined the day, or made the day.
Whichever side you're on, absolutely. We are Salisbury Inter side. There's been great flavour in the signage and colours that have been brought by the respective set of supporters here today. Referee Tripodi says you've got to get up and take these last 15 minutes. A couple of players getting some work done on their, I'm sure, very, very sore and tired muscles. I was just saying before that these two teams played the best of the finals so far as quality went, because I thought, with respect to Comets, I just thought they really didn't give the best account of themselves in this final series, nowhere near what they were doing during the regular season. Yeah,
I guess that's a issue sometimes when you have such a good regular season and you're dominant and scoring goals, to back that up again in finals when the odds are high and, you know, it's do or die sort of thing. So yeah, I don't think we did see quite the best from Comets, and I'm sure they'll be disappointed watching today, thinking that could have and should have been us. But yeah, NTC and Inter deserve to be here, and it's going to be an interesting rest of this game.
And I'm sure you would agree with this statement that it just goes to show that even though we've seen a few teams do it in recent years, the treble's not easy to win, is it?
No, absolutely not.
You've got to get up every time in these knockout matches.
Yeah, as there is, you know, finals to play. I personally think the minor is a little bit underestimated. I think, you know, you can be the best team all year. To win the cup, that's thrown in there as well. That's certainly an accomplishment that Inter just missed out on this year. And yeah, to do, it's all about this big game, the grand final. But to do all three is, yeah, certainly special, and you know, it doesn't happen very often. Although we did see 2 in a row, but not the third.
Here we go. NTC. Oh, and bursting through there is Librandi!
Oh my goodness.
What a start that would have been. Good bit of positive play by the substitute that's just come on for Salisbury Inter. And, well, if that had flown into the top corner, that would have been some way for Inter to retake the lead in extra time. Simic to where right is, but Styles has won the header. Kontoutsakos under pressure from Madonna, but will get the free kick. Just before we continue, we'll throw down to you, Hayley. What can you tell us about what it's like at ground level?
It's absolutely going off down here. You may have picked it up on the broadcast. We'll just pause for the action that is on the field.
Comley's clearance went straight into Ryder, who has really worn that, and the ball's been put out so that she can get some attention. But we'll come back to you, Hayley. Sorry, continue.
Absolutely. So you may have picked up on the broadcast, but when the MC re-announced both teams coming back onto the field for the second half of extra time, when NTC was called, the stadium absolutely erupted. There's obviously a lot of support for these girls here today in their very first grand final. And as you pointed out as well, Paul, there were some Inter players receiving some treatment at half-time. Chantel Ryder was one of them. If I had to guess which of these teams had played the back-to-back 120 minutes and penalties last 2 weeks, you would have thought it was Inter the way they were kind of waiting in that half-time. NTC looks surprisingly good for the amount of football that they've had in their legs in the last few games.
Thank you, Hayley, on the sideline. And while you were talking, we were able to see the replay of that clearance from Comley going straight into Ryder. And I've got to tell you, it looked so full on that I'm actually surprised and pleased that she's on her at least sitting up now, because that was full force into her face. Just seeing it again, and oh my goodness! Yeah, even in slow motion, it's gone. It's gone fast. But she's going to have to step off the field at least momentarily.
Yeah, just touching on what Hayley's just said. Yeah, I completely agree. But I think if there is one team to be able to play, you know, back-to-back 120 minutes, it is NTC. Obviously, they are, you know, we've spoken about how young this side is, 15, 16, 17-year-olds. So, yeah, if anyone can handle all that conditioning, it would be them for sure.
Nishitani sends it forward. It's going to come back. Ryder will see it back to Comley. She's back on the field quickly. Comley's kick might find Sugihara here, who's battling there with Weston. Sugihara has the chance to run onto this. Weston's done well. Good recovery. And put it out for a throw-in. It's going to be left for Mina Nishitani. Not a huge amount of movement long, so it goes short to Sugihara. Nishitani, that's going to go over for a goal kick. Just a reminder that the Go Sunny Solar 2023 final series and this grand final brought to you by RAA. Kicking Goals. Get an award-winning RAA insurance quote today. Visit raa.com.au. And SA Power Networks, empowering women's sport. Proud supporters of the WNPL SA. Of course, this final series has been presented by JB Metropolitan Services, servicing SA since 2015. Comley. Up well there was Simic, but it's fallen to Sugihara. It's just hit the back of Nishitani's feet. And now here's Vicharek. Middleton. Vicharek. Just wanted to play it out to where Barbara was. She's won the ball well, Vicharek. Ryder. Sugihara. Nishitani. Tried to get it back to Sugihara. What have Inter got left? They are probably the team that has been under the most pressure since the score was 2-2 and we've been in this period of extra time. As we all know, just one moment, one attack can change everything. Didn't look like NTC would get back into the game. They were pushing and pushing, but not really able to carve a massive chance, but they got the penalty to make it 2-2. And how extraordinary Nicole how the wheel can turn. And the last 2 weeks before this one, NTC were winning in the last few minutes of stoppage time when they conceded. This time it went their way when they were behind.
Yeah, as we've said, it's finals footy. It's never over to the whistle, and yeah, it might.
Opportunity now. Vicharek's in the middle. Oh, really good interception by Calder. But again, really positive play by NTC, and they've won themselves a corner. Looks like Middleton may actually be pushing up onto the right-hand side of the attack. Not sure if she really overlapped there.
Such an important interception from Calder there. Did have the NTC girls in the box there, waiting for that cross. And out for a corner.
Kontoutsakos to deliver again. Vicharek and Middleton taking up likely positions. We'll get to Simic. Goal kick.
Been impressed by Simic's game today. As always, so calm. Calls the cucumber back there. Never seems to be, well, doesn't show at least, any pressure that she's under, and it's great in the air, and yeah, I've been really impressed with her game.
Here's Madriz receiving from Vicharek. Madriz, Barber! Still going! Oh, and Comley. Oh.
Just tried to chest it down.
It's in that situation, I mean, you're a forward, Nicole. Was she probably thinking header or volley or something like that?
Potentially. It's come at maybe a bit of an awkward height. We'll have to see the replay.
Well, here's Middleton trying to create another attack, and it's another corner.
Yeah, I mean, easy for me to say, sat up here, but yeah, I would have thought maybe to go in with your head, and she kind of had it in front of her.
Yeah.
Yeah, it did drop, didn't it?
Just dropped at that last moment.
Yeah, volley or header, but would have done exceptionally well to pull off either of them in that, under that amount of pressure.
Another corner for NTC. Another Kontoutsakos delivery. Headed away by Calder. Takola is there. Takes it on. That's going to be a goal kick. We've got 6 minutes, 6.5 minutes, plus whatever amount of stoppages is played. And Bree Harmer is coming on for Nikki Frizzetto. Bree Harmer It's amazing how many players you can say this about, but yet another former NTC player came back into the interfold last year. She will come on for these last 5 minutes and a bit. Oh, and Ryder under pressure there, Calder under pressure there, but it's going to be an inter-throw. It's gone past Madonna. Lebrandi. Under pressure from right. Long by Calder. Sugihara's up there. Can she get one-on-one? Weston. Sugihara's got possession now. Here's Madonna. Can she get the cross in? She does. Oh, and Del Piaz has spilled it. No, but she got it back just before Styles could get in. Heart in mouth moment for NTC. Oh, and the kick's gone straight to Nishitani, who's been able to get it to Sugihara. No. Well, how do these players raise themselves? It must be on a warm day particularly. Must be one of the most taxing games that a lot of them would have played.
Yeah, you think for next season these NTC girls, just a 90-minute game might be a bit of a breeze for them. The last 3 they've played have gone the whole way.
Nishitani's ball in there, claimed by Dalpiaz, who could be really busy in a few minutes' time. Well, again, it's gone straight to Nishitani. Maddie Wright gets it forward. That'll go to Conway. She tries to get it out to where Sugihara is. Headed on, but Sienna Weston. It's gone out for a throw in. Kuimsis. Sugihara. Nishitani. Opportunity on the attacking left, but oh, now it might come to Madonna. Doesn't get the first touch though, and she's put it wide. Oh, and just for a moment, it's a highish bounce. No, she just probably was trying to touch that ball a little bit more forward. It just sort of went a bit wider for her, didn't it? And then really the moment was lost. Kontutsikos. Madriz. That's going to be Comley's. Towards Sugihara, who takes possession. Nishitani wants to get that over to Styles. Styles now has the chance. She's turned back. Voigdenberg. Great header by Simic. Voigdenberg tries to win it back, but it's run to Vicharek. Holds on well. Middleton. Weston. Simic. Maddie Wright. Inboard for Kontutsikos. And that's a sign of tiredness right there between those two players. Lebrandi gets it back to Harmer. Here goes Madriz. Gets the return from Vicharek. Madriz, good defending Ryder. Here's Maddie Wright. Inboard by Vicharek, but Calder all clear. Kontutsikos' header. Nishitani. Harmer. Good ball to Sugihara. Wants to take on Middleton now. Middleton's won it. And now she might be able to drive one last attack for NTC. Still Middleton has possession. DeCola, Barber. DeCola now. The doors have been closed, so it goes back to Wellington. We've got 2 minutes of stoppage time at the end of the second period of extra time to come. Here's Maddie Wright. Intercepted by Harmer. Wellington, it's all NTC at the moment. In the final minutes of this game, Kontoutsakos gets it inboard. DeCola just couldn't keep her run going. But Simic can keep up the pressure. Right. DeCola. Styles comes and wins it. Nishitani. Lebrandi for Inter. Has turned well. Inter have got some numbers forward here. Styles. Just forced back by Wellington. Madriz, that's a great turn and she'll get a free kick. Harmer just takes the yellow card. We are in stoppage time. Campagnoli time has actually passed us.
Yeah, leaving it late. If someone wants to score a winner, that would be, yeah, amazing scenes.
But NTC are playing like a team, and despite their success in penalty shootouts in these last 2 weeks, who are trying to win it in the 120. They've put plenty of players forward for this Kontoutsakos free kick. Here it goes. It's not in a bad area. Calder gets up well though. Wellington. Out to the right hand side. Just too much on that for Middleton though. We've played one of the 2 extra minutes of stoppage time. We are 60 seconds away from Football SA NTC playing in their 3rd consecutive penalty shootout in this final series and the first ever penalty shootout in the WMPL Grand Final. Now, Styles has held on. There's only red shirts ahead of her though. Sugihara. Is this the moment for Inter to try to win it at the end? Nishitani! Nishitani! Wow. Just for a moment you thought that could have been that. But now it could be going the other way. Madriz is on the end of it. Harmer got an important foot in there. And the 2023 Go Sunny Solar WMPL Grand Final is going to penalties. After an absolutely extraordinary match, has finished Salisbury Inter 2, Football SA NTC 2. What can we say, Nicole?
Yeah, it's a crazy roller coaster of a game. You know, for Inter to look like they're about to snatch the win, to Ryder conceding a penalty, and NTC taking the lead and going into extra time, and even to the last bit there, Mina Nishitani, I thought a great opportunity, well worked on the side from Sugihara as well, but yeah, that could have ended the game just then, but yeah, final whistle's gone and we're going into penalties, first time ever.
Unbelievable. And you know, I thought coming in here today, I thought, look, you know, it's happened twice now, it just couldn't happen again.
3 in a row.
But here we are.
To think you had never called a penalty before, a shootout.
Not something I really worry about, Nicole. I mean, you know, but they are exciting. No denying it. And, well, there's going to be yet another coin toss now between Chantel Ryder and Maddie Wright, because we need to know what end we're going to and who's taking the first. I've got a feeling from the way that Maddie Wright reacted there that NTC might be taking first. It's always better for the team going first. It always puts pressure on the next taker when they score to come back and level things. Maddie Wright just turned away like she was happy with that. So let's see if that means that NTC have succeeded.
Penalties obviously being the most fair way to get a result, but also think it's quite cruel at the same time for the losing team. But yeah, it's not something we see very often, so it'll be exciting to see how it plays out.
Of course, what will be really interesting is who will be the takers for Inter. I think we might have a fair idea for NTC because of the basis of what we've seen. Vicharek, Kontoutsakos, Wright, Middleton. They're 4 of the 5 takers from last week, and they're all available to take a penalty now. For the Inter side, you'd expect Calder and Ryder will go up. Probably would expect that Sugihara would take as well. Anyone else you reckon might be a candidate? Minna?
Yeah, Mina potentially. For NTC, they've been here before, as we've said, so I don't think they would change much. But yeah, for Inter it'll be interesting. Sugihara maybe?
Yeah.
Who knows? Let's wait and see.
Well, they've got 4 very senior players, if we look at it that way, in Calder, Ryder, Sugihara and Nishitani.
Yeah, Foxy Dodd obviously being on the bench and unable to participate in this. But
she's actually limped, by the way. Sorry to cut you off there, but I actually just noticed she limped to the sideline, so I wonder if that's one of the reasons why they thought her day was done, that she's obviously not looking like 100%, maybe has taken a knock during the game.
Yeah, potentially.
The 2 keepers getting their instruction, of course, after what happened 2 weeks ago. They'll probably be getting told that you don't want to move off your line too early, as happened to Claudia Jenkins. 2 penalties brought back, one of them brought back when it would have actually won City the game and they were celebrating. And isn't it extraordinary that there was NTC done and dusted there 2 weeks ago, but the retake is ordered, and here we are. They're now in a shootout to win the championship.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, as far as a bit of luck goes, NTC have definitely, not saying they haven't deserved to be where they are, but in terms of being called back penalties, you don't see that often. So to have 2 and have your season over, to then have it turned over to then win that game, win the next game, and then to be here, yeah, it's incredible.
Nicole Calder is up first for Salisbury Inter. Dalpiez, as always, doing her best to just bounce around the line. Calder. Oh, she's just smashed that, hasn't she?
Yeah, it's cannon. I think if you've got a bit of power behind it, kind of, you can deflect off the keeper, you can do all sorts of things. So as long as you've got a bit of power, and obviously has to be on target, but yeah, certainly helps. She's just cannon that one in.
Kontoutsakos, who's scored in both shootouts that NTC have had and has been a regular penalty taker during normal time in matches. She comes up against Comley. Kontoutsakos. Oh, brilliant. And that's a penalty that's exactly in the vein of the ones that NTC were taking last week.
Yeah, for sure, taken with again, good amount of power, but tucked away into that far left netting. Didn't give Comley much of a chance for that one.
And it's going to be Chantel Ryder to come up next for Inter. They're two of their great leaders coming up first, Calder and Ryder. She goes. Good penalty, just nice and flat.
Yep, kept it low, picked the right side. Yeah, she's done her job. She'll be happy to do that for her team.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, Stella Vicharek must be thinking that she's been called on for this situation a few times. 2 penalties in the 2 shootouts so far, scored them both. Scored that one at the end of just before full time in stoppage time to get us here. Can she succeed again? Oh, was it ever in doubt?
Yeah, so much confidence, especially with the NTC side. You know, the whole life is football. They pretty much just go to school, and football is the commitment they make, and they've all got dreams and paths they want to follow. So I don't think confidence is an issue in these situations.
Well, here is one of the young players for Inter, Isabella Kawimsis. Measures her run. Oh, that's well taken as well. Dalpiers went the right way. Good dive too, but was struck in the right spot.
5 from 5 so far. Could be here all night, Paul.
What better way to spend a Saturday? It looks like Maddie Wright coming up now. Another player who scored last week. To try to keep the record perfect for the Takers and keep her team level. Right against Comley. In, off the post, I think.
Yeah, hit that far post. Luckily, spinning inwards. Gone in the back of the net. Probably the closest we've seen to maybe not converting the penalties.
Well, here is Sugihara, and so in the regular 5, this is the 4th for Inter, and they've still got Nishitani up their sleeve. Sugihara. Low and into the bottom corner as well. And that was well taken.
Yeah, just compliments her great game today. She's been impressive.
And it looks like Anna Simic coming up. Now, she didn't have to take one last week. She did take one the week before against Adelaide City and scored. Left footer to try to make it 4-4. Here goes. Simic. That's in as well. Nobody has missed. And as we probably expected, Nishitani is in the regular 5 for Inter. And we're already really in a sudden death situation because even though each team's got one of their regular 5 penalties left, we're down now to this not being over until somebody scores and somebody misses. Nishitani. If she scores this, of course, NTC need to score the next one. If she misses, NTC's next one would be to win. So pressure's right on. She doesn't seem happy with the ball placement. I don't know if that could be distracting her. Nishitani. Oh, no distraction at all.
Casual as. I love it.
No saving that.
Great finish.
Well, it's Middleton, another player who's scored in both shootouts in these last 2 weeks. But she must score this to keep her team in it. Last week she came up to win it and did win it for NTC. But now, if she doesn't, it's Inter that are the 2023 champions. Middleton. Oh, it's gone in. It was partially saved by Comley.
I've definitely got a glove to that, and it's just come off the post and bounced back in, as you can see here. Yeah.
5-5 after 5 each. I'll tell you who's a big winner right now. That's Endometriosis Australia. I hope someone's keeping count because I sure am not.
Need a calculator.
Well, Carla Madonna, who was in a grand final shootout situation last year, will be the next taker for Inter, and we are probably getting into territory of players who may not have been expecting to take one. How will she go? Madonna. Oh, really well struck, and Dalpiaz went the right way, but it was good enough. It's in the back of the net, and that's all that matters.
I don't think I've ever seen this before. It's been how many in a row? 9?
6-5, yeah.
Crazy.
Now, looks like Weston, who is up now for the NTC, needs to score. Same again as with the last take by Middleton, to keep their dream alive and prevent Inter from winning the championship. Oh, that's just brilliantly taken. 6-6. Perfect record. And Weston, the centre back, has just taken an absolute beauty there. Well, now we're at penalty 7 for each side. And it's Michaela Lebrandi, another player who's come on as a sub. To restore Inter's advantage temporarily at least. Oh, that's a brilliant penalty as well. Just absolutely nobody's missing, and really only one or two of them ever really looked in danger.
Yeah, I think each girl's probably gone up and said, I'm not going to be the one to miss first.
Well, Lily Barber comes up, and she's the third NTC player who's going to need to score to keep them alive. This is what happens when you don't kick first. You've got to take the penalty sometimes in these situations to keep your team in it. It's 7-6 to Inter. Barber to make it 7-7. Goes back to respot the ball. Comley bounces around. Saved by Comley! Salisbury Inter are the 2023 Go Sunny Solar WNPL champions! They had to go the distance and then some! 2-2 after extra time, 7-6 after penalties. NTC's amazing run through the season, through the finals, through the penalty shootouts finally comes to an end. And Salisbury Inter repeat their championship triumph of 2021 with an almost completely rebuilt side. 10 first team players lost since they won that title 2 years ago. But what a way to come back and show that you're one of the great sides in this competition. 5 times out of 5 in these last few years have they finished in the top 3, and now they convert it into a second championship. Nicole Blackett, I don't know how many more words I've got, so I'm going to have to throw to you for a fair few of them.
Yeah, no, that's incredible game. Salisbury Inter, to win their second in only 3 years, it's super impressive. They've brought it today, and we can't go without saying, got to feel a bit sorry for NTC at this point. They've had an incredible season too, and going out in penalties is pretty cruel, and at that point we didn't think anyone was going to miss, but you can't win them all, and unfortunately for them that's our season done. But Salisbury Inter, well deserved.
I'm wondering, I hope someone's doing the calculations. I don't know how much we're up to now with money from Go Sunny Solder Endometriosis Australia. $250 for every goal in this final series, including penalties. And would you believe it, it's hit $12,500. Wow. That is amazing. And thank you to Go Sunny Solar for that wonderful contribution they're making to Endometriosis Australia. Well, NTC have experienced the amazing high of these penalty shootout wins, and now they feel the other side of it. But I'm sure it'll stay with them all for a long time, as I'm sure these results always do, Nicole. But what a team they've been, what a season they've had. I can't speak highly enough of what they've done this year.
Yeah, it's been incredible.
We're going to throw down to Hayley Routley. She has the inter co-captains with her, the victorious co-captains Nicole Calder and Chantel Ryder.
Yes, Paul, as I said, I am joined by co-captains Chantel Ryder and Nicole Calder. You were both involved in the 2021 treble win and then last season as well. You had a depleted side, but you still managed to make it all the way to the semi-final. How does it feel to go one better this year?
I'm trying to contain myself and not swear in front of the camera, but it feels bloody amazing.
Yeah, it feels so good. The girls did so well all game, the whole time, the whole season leading up into this. Everyone threw us out of the competition and we came through and showed them what we're about.
How does it feel to play in the first WMPL Grand Final that has gone to penalties?
I don't ever want to do that again.
No, I don't feel good. But we did it, so yeah, we'll do one and done, I think.
Yeah.
Absolutely, and you swapped armbands at halftime. Was that something you planned earlier?
Yeah, so we, obviously being co-captains, we try to share captaincy, and so I wanted to lead the girls out and Chance helped to finish them, bring them home today.
Well, we're absolutely looking forward to you both lifting the trophy together. Congratulations.
Thank you, Hayley, there with Salisbury Inter's terrible twins, Chantel Ryder and Nicole Calder. Triumphant again for this Inter side, which now has its second championship in 3 seasons. And massive credit to them for what they've achieved. It's funny, Nicole, Chantel Ryder said that, I can't remember exactly what she said, but, you know, among the lines that something like they'd been written off this season, but I got to say, I never wrote them off. You know, even halfway through the season, I thought if somebody's going to come through in the finals, it's probably going to be them. And if anything, I probably underestimated what NTC might do, but they've just really got such fight and such commitment in them, haven't they?
Yeah, you can never write off a team like Salisbury Inter. Comes a lot down to, them 2 girls we just spoke to, Ryder and Calder. That leadership as well that, you know, brings them home today and helps the younger squad. And fully deserving, but never to be written off. They've proven that they're definitely a top women's football club in SA.
It's hard to stay up all this time, isn't it? I mean, you've been part of so many Great West sides, and every year you were challenging. You know, I remember, you know, right back to the 2017 Grand Final, 2019 Grand Final, 2021, 2022, finally won the championship. But you're just always trying to maintain that high level. It's not easy, is it?
No, for sure. Obviously, if you haven't making the grand final is successful in itself. So when you keep making them, you think, how can we just keep at that standard? But it certainly isn't easy. You've got to, once you do get there, you're kind of expected. People expect that of you as well. So it's just trying to maintain that high standard.
Of course, your West side lost a couple of them very narrowly. I mean, they really, sometimes they can go either way. You know, just one moment, as you know, makes the difference. And, you know, it's gone Salisbury Inter's way today with those moments. But, you know, you've got to put yourself there. You've got to make those opportunities so that you can sometimes get that bit of luck or that little thing that goes your way.
Yeah, I mean, just showing up and continuing to press for that, the standards, as I was just saying, and to making grand finals, it's huge.
Just missed mentioning that the officials received their medals for their efforts today. Joe Jordan Tripodi, the referee, the assistants Joseph Wojcicki and Tyson Van Dyke, and the 4th official Curtis Wordsworth. The NTC players coming up now to get their runners-up medals. Look, the most important thing with these guys, as much as they'll be hurting today, this final series has been a great development for them in a team in which development is what it's all about. I mean, some of these players, they're going to go on and be really, really big players, I think, in the A-League, and some probably might even wear the green and gold at senior level.
Yeah, for sure. The future's bright for this NTC team. They're well coached. Program, it's a great program. We've seen that with, you know, the likes of Charlie Grant and other great players in the A-League. So they will be hurting today, but they can be certainly sure to hold their head high, and you know, it's a massive achievement just to make finals in this competition, but to make it this far is, yeah, incredible.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know, as the players, you know, move on to bigger and better things, just the production line continues. I'm thinking of the fact that, you know, it's only about a year and a half ago where the centre-back pairing, for example, was, you know, Michaela Belmonte and Abby Burns. And now, you know, you've had Hayley Wellington, you've had, you know, players like Weston and Simic today was a centre-back pairing. You know, both players with less than probably a full year experience as first choice, and yet, you know, how assured are they?
Yeah, looking super confident. You couldn't really tell that they are young as they are, but yeah, they've done exceptionally well. I myself have got 3 silver medals at home, and I used to keep them in my bag for a bit of motivation every now and then in my training bag to, you know, keep pushing for more and get that gold hopefully one day.
Oh, it's great words from you, I've got to say, and I hope that if the NTC, Haruna Sugihara is getting player of the match, it must have been with all, and this is with no disrespect to her, but I think it would have been a tough decision because there are a lot of players today who put in an amazing shift, of which she was one, and she's been awarded player of the match. But yeah, I think that's a really good point that you make about those medals that you've got, and there's something that spurs you on, and I hope if the NTC players watch this replay, if they can put themselves through the heartbreak, that they hear those words and they remember that and think about it. But now the Inter players come up to receive their winners' medals. Nicole Calder has taken back the armband in the frequent rotation that happens in a given afternoon or evening between her and Ryder. Matilda Comley saved the penalty in the end that decided the shootout and the championship. Roxy Dodd, a champion in 2016, winner of the very first WMPL Grand Final, wins her second as a Grand Final player 7 years later. She was at Metro when they won some other Grand Finals, but didn't take part in those matches. But now she gets a winner's medal 7 years after she opened the scoring and won the championship with Metro in 2016. Absolutely fantastic. Chantel Ryder, relief for her, an uncharacteristic error that prevented Inter winning it in normal time. But she's a thoroughly deserving player. And some of these players, younger players, came on and played their part. Nikki Scalzi, who just got a medal there. Singlandset not used today, but another bright player. Signoriello Styles, who put Inter in front and could have been the match winner. Angelique Vreugdenberg. They're a great side. They're a great club. And you just can't not be a great club to achieve what they've achieved in these last few years.
Tony Scalzi as well, his second medal, gold medal in the past 4 years. Obviously the 2020 winner with Metro, so I'm sure he'll be chuffed today with that.
And both times he's taken a team that has come from, you know, not been the great team of the season like Comets had been this season. You know, it was Adelaide City in 2020 when he got Metro United. And we might just let the interview this time from Leo James run through Calder and Ryder again. We'll just pause and let him have his words with those two players.
Today, but your bunch in particular was so amazing today. I guess playing 120 minutes plus 10, that must push over the line, eh?
Yeah, I think it was trying to been able to do it. Going a little bit. Yeah, thank you everyone for coming out today. Amazing to have you guys here supporting us. Everyone at Inter and everyone who is not Inter but supporting Inter. Thank you very much.
Chantel, a question for you before we let you guys get the trophy into your hands. Everyone on this sideline probably recognised today that game could go down in history as one of the most entertaining WNPL finals of all time. It's the back and forth, 120 or 90 minutes, 120 minutes, penalties. Talk us through your team's approach today, just to keep the head up, because, you know, you guys for moments of the game were dominating and then it would swing to NTC and then you guys take the lead again. Just how did you stay into it? How did you get the heads up and eventually step up and make a win?
I think we just had belief in ourselves and our teammates. We worked hard, and we just knew that if we put the grunt in and we would come home with a win, we had a great week building up, and we just had that belief in ourselves.
Ladies and gentlemen, can you please bring us together for the
Co-captains finished their interview with our ground announcer today, Leo James, and up comes their coach, Tony Scalzi. It's a great moment. $5,000 in prize money going to Salisbury Inter for winning this title. It's a big increase, by the way, and they get their trophy, they get the flag. And we've just heard the announcement that Go Sunny Solar, who had signed up for 3 years initially, are now going to extend their partnership to 2026, which is fantastic. But this moment is all about this club. They've only been in the competition since 2017. By 2019, they were already in the top 3, and they've stayed there. 2021 champions, a bit of a setback last year with so much turnover, but they're back, and 2 out of 3 ain't bad. Matilda Comley with the trophy now. Her save will be remembered as the moment that clinched the title. And so many of the players that are involved at junior level coming on to be part of this celebration. They've got great juniors going all the way down Salisbury Inter, something that they've been building over well over 2 decades. Even though they've only been in the WMPL since 2017, they've been giving women's football programs, providing them for quite a long time, since at least the turn of the century. And as the song is about to tell you, they're on fire. Well, Nicole, what do you think, where do we go from here? I mean, you're looking at next year, Inter will again be one of the teams to beat. You know, Comets showed how strong they were. Western City are never far away. I feel like it's been a good competition this year, but, you know, there's always so much to look forward to as far as how competitive it is.
Yeah, for sure. Inter winning, obviously, the grand final just then makes them already the team to beat next year. Yeah, they'll be the ones that teams want to knock off and, yeah, see if they can maybe potentially recruit a couple of players or see if there's any player movement, but they'll be wanting to maintain that standard and hopefully be here again next year.
I just want to, I know we're going to be closing this broadcast soon, but there are a lot of acknowledgements that I think we should make. All the WMPL clubs, I need to say, in getting ready for these commentaries, they are all unbelievably helpful, and I really want to acknowledge all 10 clubs for the support they give in giving things like team information ahead of time, sometimes sensitive team information that they trust us with, and thank you so much to those clubs. Football SA, Marie Spagnoletti especially, the coordinator of this competition, and everyone in the media team, particularly people like Jaden Betterman, or the GOAT as we like to call him, and Matt Mays. Shout out to Daniel Bryant, who helps me with referee information. All the people that make this broadcast happen, the camera operators, especially want to make mention of Peter Wyatt, who is such a fantastic person in that space, but all of them that are involved. Clutch, powering NPL TV that brings us all the broadcasts throughout the year. Our sponsors, JB Metropolitan Services, RAA, SA Power Networks, Service FM, and a special mention to Go Sunny Solar, who began a 3-year naming rights sponsorship this year and are now extending it to 2026. We're now going to go down to Hayley Routley, who's got the successful Salisbury Inter coach, Tony Scalzi, with her.
Yes, I am joined by championship winning coach Tony Scalzi, who was just a little wet. We did miss it on the footage, but he has been dunked in the Gatorade. Tony, you've been here before in 2020, but it's your first year with Inter this year. Did you really think you'd be vying for every piece of silverware this year and win the championship?
Oh, to be honest, no, but it just happened, and as the season went on, we just built something, and it just got stronger and stronger and stronger, and the momentum just kept going, and the self-belief came in, and a few additions during the season, and everyone, some of these players were so-called fringe players a couple of years ago, and they really stepped it up as starters, stepping up, taking penalties, first grand finals. It shows you the self-belief we encourage the girls, so it's fantastic. I'm actually over the moon. We wouldn't have thought we would in the 2 cup finals. Considering beginning of the year, there's a few people out there that wrote us off, but this is what makes it even sweeter, with the Gatorade on me, yeah.
You did beat the pre-season competition curse as well. You're the first team to have won that and won the championship. You touched on signings there. Absolutely great signings, but how did you get the chemistry within the squad so quickly?
It's called a lot of hard work. People don't realise that there's coaches out there that do understand. There's some that do and some that don't. It's a lot of work off the field, and you need a good group, and that starts from the presidents, it starts from the assistant coaches. I've got 2 assistants, the president, the goalkeeper coach, the physio. We just make it all gel, and it's getting the right group. I'm a self-believer. You get the right group off the field, you're halfway there, and everyone backed each other from last November to today. So it's been fantastic.
Absolutely. And what celebrations do you have planned tonight?
Oh, celebrations, not sure. I might just have a beer or 2. I'll stop at 2 and let them enjoy the moment. It's all about the players. Of course, as coaches, it's good, it's rewarding, but it's about the players. It's their stage, it's their show, and they put on the show today. As I saw, it's probably one of the best finals I've seen for the crowd, entertainment. It was fantastic. Both teams, NTC, great side, great coaches, and it was good. Some good football out there today. It was good.
Absolutely well said, Tony. Thank you so much, and congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you, Hayley, and great to see the respect between the coaches. Michele Lastella has just come over to Tony Scalzi, congratulate him. He's got his daughter with him, and now he's going to speak to us. The NTC coach. Take it away, Hayley, when you're ready.
Yes, I am joined by NTC coach Michele Lastella. Michele, at the start of the year, you didn't shy away from the fact that perhaps the rebuild this year might take a long time. Are you surprised that you made it to the grand final, and how proud of you are of the girls?
I think at the beginning of the year, if you had asked me, I would have been quite surprised. But as we built a bit of momentum and the girls started to understand a bit about how we like to play, I think, I was confident that we'd make the finals. And then from the finals, we just built momentum. So sometimes momentum can be really, really good for you. And it showed during this final series that it helped us a bit.
Absolutely. We saw maturity beyond their years from the girls, especially in the last 3 penalty shootouts. They've been taking them like seasoned pros. Is that something you've been practicing?
In terms of maturity, sorry, I was a bit distracted by Tony and everyone celebrating.
That's okay. We'll move slightly over.
So what was that,
the
sorry?
girls, they've took those penalties like pros, like beyond their years in maturity. Is that something you've been practicing?
Yeah, I think during the final series we've definitely practiced the penalties, and then obviously the 2 weeks leading up to, we had a lot of opportunities to practice in high stress situations. So I'm super proud of the girls. Everything they did was, it was to perfection. Obviously penalty shootout, sometimes that can happen, but that's football. That's part of the game.
Absolutely. Well, we appreciate your time today, and hope you can still celebrate with the girls tonight.
Thank you very much. Thanks, Hayley.
Well, thank you, Hayley, and thank you, Michele Lastella, and what an unbelievable job he has done and is continuing to do with the NTC. Was given Coach of the Year by his fellow coaches last year and the year before, even though other clubs won the treble. And this year, he's brought this group, with all its turnover, with all its players going to other programs, to bigger and better things, it's continued to bring players through, give them confidence, train them in all the skills and all the mentality and all the game situations. And they got within penalty kicks of being champions, which is just unbelievable. Well, Nicole, I feel like this has been one of the greatest occasions. You've been a player and in these games, and now you're watching it. I mean, how do you see what we've just seen? What's your reaction, or even emotion maybe, in what we've seen right here?
Yeah, I just know what the Inter girls are feeling at the moment. Yeah, it's just the best. There's nothing better after a big year, and it's everything you dream of, and to get them medals around your neck, it's the best. And I've also been, on the side that NTC are feeling, so got to feel for them, but, both teams should be really proud of what we've seen today, and yeah, it's been great fun.
Yeah, it's certainly been great fun for us and amazing for Inter, heartbreaking for NTC, but as we mentioned, they must be and should be absolutely proud of what they've done in 2023. More celebrations going on for the Inter players and coaches. I'm sure they've got plenty of fun and enjoyment to be had in the rest of this evening. How did you celebrate last year, Nicole? What did you guys do after the grand final? Or should we not know these things?
Can't tell you this, no. Mainly Silly Saturday, to be honest, because it was a... Wait.
It was a Friday night,
It was a Friday, yeah. I was thinking for a second, did we play Saturday? No, we had a Silly Saturday where everyone had to dress up as a different Simpsons character. So my medals are actually all stained yellow from being around my neck, which is pretty funny, but... Yeah, not too much the night of, actually. It was pretty tame, but certainly the next day and the end of season trip.
Well, I need to know this. Which Simpsons character were you?
I was Ned Flanders.
Oh, dear. Hayley will love that reference. She's a big fan of... she's putting her thumbs up on the sideline there. Big fan of giving us her take on Simpsons memes and relating them to football.
No, it was great fun. And then we went down to Selix for about 5 nights, I think it was. For the end of season trip. So that was, memories of a lifetime. So much fun. So I'm sure Inter will get into a bit of fun over the next week or so.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, they deserve to celebrate. Maybe they'll find some sort of get-together. They'll find some sort of get-together tomorrow and, take the chance to celebrate this as well as tonight, And why not? I mean, it's been a fantastic championship win, and after such a long season, and we will be wrapping up shortly, but just going to go down to you, Hayley. You've experienced this at ground level today. How can you sum it up yourself and what you've seen?
Oh, it's difficult to put it into words, but very thankful that I could be by the sidelines and experience this firsthand. The first grand final to ever go to penalties. I can say I was there, but to see the elation amongst the Salisbury Inter group is absolutely fantastic. And NTC, they're sticking around as well. They're up in the function room. So it's just lovely, the community that we do have here. And it'll be interesting to see what kind of season we have next year with Sturt Lions in the WMPL and Flinders, of course, staying up. It's another chance for someone new to win again, potentially. Yeah, indeed. I mean, the future might even be orange, Hayley, so we shall see. But look, thank you for your tremendous contribution today in the pre-game show and on the sidelines with the interview as well. It's been absolutely fantastic. Thanks so much, Paul. And thank you to Nicole Blackett. I know I've done this alongside you a few times with you as a co-commentator, but, I still get to commentate you, and I enjoy, very much commentating Nicole Blackett, the player. So it's always a buzz and really enjoyable to have you and co-coms, and thank you for your contribution today. Yeah, thanks, Paul. You've been great this year to be commentating all these games and taking us along for the ride. So, yeah, it's been fun. Well, it is an amazing ride, and we're all really, really lucky and privileged to be a part of it. And as I mentioned, I just want to reiterate thanks to everybody who's made this broadcast possible throughout Football SA and all the contractors that we use and all the sponsors that bring it to us. We're drawing a close to the 2023 Go Sunny Solar WMPL season. Hope you've enjoyed it just as much as we have. From Service FM Stadium, we're signing off, and have a great rest of the weekend.